All right, let's go ahead and get this shindig on the road. All right. Also, real quick, I want to YouTube test, YouTube chat test. That's working. It should. Hey, there we go. Yippee. Everything works on my stream. I love to hear it. All right, let me say hello to everybody real quick. Hello, Matthew. Hello, nobody. Congratulations on your first. Hello, Ars. Hello, Steve. Hello, Scrotus, and welcome back properly. Hello, Kuroji. Welcome back from your trip as well. Also, Scrotus, congratulations on your streak. And hello, Belny. Let me stretch and get a sip real quick. There we go. Got the good goo stretch. I have consumed the water. See what's going on. Also, yeah, I don't know how. Let me see. How do a reverse noise? Like. I don't know if I want to go like Esion if I want to pronounce it properly. If I want to be like Sioin. I don't know. Also need to put my apron. This is a dumb conversation. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How is everybody doing on this fine Wednesday? Wednesday. What's happening with my Saturday? There we go. Doing that like it looks really jank because if I do a very small tongue extension, like things clip weird. But yeah, hopefully everyone is having a good time. Yeah, yeah. Listen, I'm going to say that Juice Galaxy broke my brain. So we'll go with that. I'm gonna blame that game for any mental instability I have for like the next 3 weeks. And I think that'll be fine. But yeah. Oh, that's a lot of steps, but I bet your legs, like once your legs are done being sore, I bet they're gonna feel great. Hello, side rats. I like Juice Galaxy, but every now and then, I do a thing where I play a game that is so weird that I actively see like half my viewers leave. They're like, "How this is gonna be a headache. I gotta go," and I feel bad because I'm like, "Oh, I don't want you nerds all to go," but then I'm playing like Mr. Spicy Pepperoni Seizure Palace, featuring all the nightmares that haunted you as your youth, and I'm like, "Yeah, I get it." I understand. I totally understand. Like when I enter a bunch of bees and fireballs at them, and just all the colors are strange. I understand. I was like, "Hello, Rabdar. How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome." Well, there is actually also right, Joe. Yeah, yeah. I use this layout every now and then, but I'm gonna do it super duper often. I'm trying to think. There was like a long time ago. There's like a very early trend of these like bizarre quote unquote games. I think one of them was called like Pizza Grotto or something like that. Yeah, I'm so. But after I'm done with the pleasantry, I'll get into what the fuck Turnip28 is. I have been a fan of Turnip28. I'm also going to be okay. I hate that I'm like this, but because it's a niche war game and it's sometimes hard to get games in person, I've not gotten to do a proper game of Turnip28. I'm definitely more of a painter of it. But the rules are pretty easy to pick up. I'm slow. I continue to try to work my way into my local friend group and be like, "Would you like to play weird game with me?" And they're like, "I will think about it." How I'm like, "Okay, I'll begin prepping armies in the meantime for a meantime that does not come." But I did not shield. I am a part of the Turnip28 Discord. Very lovely people overall. Very, very nice. I refuse to shill myself something like that because I like to. It's weird because I enter there as a VTuber and be like, "Hey, I'm just another one of the lads. Look at this little fucked up dude I painted." And I don't want to be like, "Yo, it's your boy looking for turnip clout." I don't want to be that. I know technically that wouldn't be bad for me in the long run, but I don't know. If someone picks up that I'm doing this naturally, that's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Uh actually I don't have a normal account anymore. It's terrible for OPSEC, but I really only had my account for like a server with my tabletop RPG group, and then I joined a bunch of VTubing things. That's it. If anything, I need to make like a stealth account, not for like Turnip, but for like my local game stores that use that for like scheduling games, so I could play some stuff. I thought, yeah, we're doing the word vegetable game tonight. I'm excited. So yeah, I legitimately need to do the opposite, and I need to make a not VTuber Discord account so I could go join. I know you can do a thing where you join a Discord server and you like can immediately alias yourself very shortly afterwards. But I don't want that period of time where someone at the local game store could be like, "Wait a minute, you're an anime lad." I don't want to quite do that yet. How you doing, Albert? How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me see what else I've been up to. Today has been uh doing doing a lot of yard work. I'm still working on my plague monks actually. I got me some contrast skin that I've been hitting on those bad boys because I do not wish to paint them. This nerd's 2D. Also, I don't think I directly said it here, but yeah, Echo recently got like a on stream like ready to party version of the Halberd. There's a talking version as well. Um there's a talking version as well that I want to use for other things in the future. So, that'll be fun. That will be neat. I wanted to do more when I went to when I went to I keep wanting to say Offkai because a lot of Offkai talk is like around nowadays because it's like the next big VTuber convention. When I went to Badfest, I was like, I'm just gonna keep it like human disguise. Yeah, he's like I said in the description. He's a very intelligent. The Halbut is as you all collectively very intelligent, not fully in control of your body. Like other mascots are like, look at this little guy. He's so cute and energetic, but no thoughts, head empty. I like to imagine the Hellbud has all the thoughts, head full, head large, but head so large. I'm gonna give all of you a benefit of the doubt. Yeah. I'll say, hello, Guillermo. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How you doing? How you doing? Looking for some Turnip28. Yo, let's go, let's go, let's go. I do have a list of like where to get Turnip28 stuff. So I will be going over that. I will be going over that as well. I've actually not really done anything on a 15mm scale though. I imagine that would be pretty banging. Like especially once you get to those like big mass battle scales. I am a little jelly of like smaller miniature scales. But what else? What else have I done? Oh yeah. So there is a VTubing trend recently where somebody was like, you know, all VTuber logos look really dumb and insane. Also, Blackberry Zan, thank you for the follow and welcome to the workshop. I forgot to say hello because you were in the intro. That was my bad. That was my bad. Hey, it's all good, Karochi. Enjoy yourself a good lurk. But yeah, the joke was that a lot of VTuber logos look the same to the point where you can kind of do it on like a it was kind of a formula. So I did that for Warhammer using that, and it kind of works. Like if I this one has like a little bit of scuff because I did not save the file properly, so I had to remove the background manually. It looks legit. It looks legit. But then also I'm a big fan of this one. I love the Navy SEALs. I love the Navy SEALs copy pasta so much. It's one of my favorite things ever. So I was like, wouldn't it be funny just to do that, do the Navy SEALs copy pasta and then have it cut off? It's good. Like to the point of like it ends. Like there's so much more of this copy pasta. So I'm just leaving it there. I'm very happy. This is if I do nothing else, this is my magnum opus. All right, so let me see. I don't think I have anything else ready to share other than the fact that I have acquired some minis and mini accessories. The little gorilla on it though. I should have put a gorilla. I just went for like a bald eagle and whatnot. But yeah, let me hide that. Let me hide that. Well, not hide. I'll make it incredibly small so no one can actually read it, and people will be like, "Hell, what the fuck is that?" And I'll be like, "Don't worry about it." So, what is Turnip28? Wow. Wow, 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 wow. How are we gonna explain what the fresh country oh also I think I did not think of the logistics of organizing this with my YouTube open screen thing. Let me see. So let me get this off. Tomorrow. Thank you for the sub. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hell yeah. Also, I'm very glad you did that because that's a confirmation that that this that the YouTube alerts are working, which is good. I mean, what if Napoleon was a curse? So here I can actually give. Let's see. Let's go to the PDFs. Yippee! Let's go. Okay, that crop good. Here, let me move my big stupid head. There we go. So we'll go in this corner right now. So this is not the Turnip28 core book. If you would like to actually like get the rules, I do actually have, let's see, there we go. I have a bunch of links that I will be dropping. I have a PowerPoint, though my PowerPoint is just very much more on like model acquisition because this is not like a more straightforward war game when you're like, how do I just go to the store and buy some Games Workshop miniatures, stuff like that. Oh yeah. So this is actually not the core book. This is from the Swollen Maglet, which is like a little like magazine PDF. There we go. Which is kind of really neat because it shows a lot of more the hobbying aspects of it. I'll go back to the actual war game in a sec, but I do this. This probably has a better description of the actual game. Scroll past. Also, this has a lot of really banging art in it. Like, if you're like the art goes hard, the art is going to go hard, basically all the way down. Like, Fitzgerald, the guy who wrote this, like this is effectively one of those things where like somebody made a cool world and they drew a bunch of pictures, and then people were like, "Why isn't this a game I could play?" And he's like, "Okay, I'll make this a game you could play." And then there we go. The greatest lore. Look at this guy. Look at this fucking just like tube like trumpet face surrounded by the dudes. Very nice. Very, very nice. All right, here we go. So there we go. Turnip28. Churned mud and hold on. Churned mud and swampland stretches out into the gloom. Thick fog hangs heavy and rolling barrows loom out of the murk. A strange root rise underfoot. 1,000 years after the defeat of Napoleon at the Battle of Austerlitz, I think that's how you pronounce that, the world has fallen to decay. Endless war. I pause. Endless war has led to technology stagnating, and beautiful countrysides have been ground into a thick ruin under the boots of a million dead men. Now nothing grows. A bizarre and horrible root covers the land, strangling the life from the trees, poisoning the water, and filling the sky with an acrid mist. Humanity barely endures by harvesting this disgusting tumor, twists their bodies and minds, and infest their thoughts with divine visions vegetables. Background's a bit too loud. I can fix that. Thank you. Yeah, I cranked it a little lower. Bizarre religious orders have formed. They stockpile abandoned weapons, unearthed by the twisting roots. Marching in column under fluttering banners, brandishing mud-clogged muskets and rusted bayonets, they are cruel parodies of long-forgotten armies in the march. Gather your troops, fix your bayonets, devote yourself to the roots. Hey, there we go. Sorry about that being a little quiet midway through. But yeah, this is basically, there are like bits and scattered pieces of lore elsewhere. I think this gives you a general good gist of what's going on. 1,000 years after Napoleon stuff. So technically, I guess this takes place in the future. I never really considered that this is technically, I mean, it is a very post-apocalyptic game, to be fair. I never really considered that bit. But yeah, and like this is I might go into this particular thing a bit later. It's very like this is definitely where a lot of like the lore is. Contain like not like decent amount of lore. You get to see like the map. Like I like the big frog area, Mertz. A lot of these areas are pretty cool. I'm like I said, we'll probably pop back to this section later. Just want to kind of give a little a little tour of some of the, especially like later on. Effectively, yeah. About there's only carrots. It's like a very rooty fungal post-apocalypse. Everyone's covered in mud, and there's like effectively infested with like parasitic plant tissue. Go, and it shows you like this is how to make your own heraldry. I'm gonna skip. Let's see. So yeah, this is I believe Max's kind of like original, like the Turnip28, his very first kind of like I think these were ones he just made for fun. And there's actually some very neat like how to later on. Skipping we'll go back here. I just want to get to like the crafting tips for like how he did that. There's a much easier ways now to get a hold of Turnip28 models. Oh yeah, this is actually something that is really cool and it's actually like not that uncommon in wargaming, like both historicals and even some Warhammer stuff. You basically just take like a bunch of cotton and you hit it with like an airbrush at the very bottom to kind of like dirty it or like to make it look more smoky. Because this is one of those games where like if you fire your musket, it's gonna make a bunch of smoke, so you have to wait like around for the smoke to dissipate so you can actually see shit. Yeah, let's see. Let's go. Yeah, this is kind of the early. A lot of these early ones are made with Perry miniatures specifically. Oh yeah, then this will be good. Then this like the swollen maglet will have like the detailed directions. But yeah, the original ones were like Perry miniatures, Agrancourt, Foot Knights, and then French Napoleonic infantry. And pretty much his thing would just be to like chop the pieces up and then use like roots and green stuff to kind of merge them together. I wish these weren't in black and white. This part's a little annoying. But he shows like using like filler texture to fill in the gaps, putting like grass tufts over everything, and how to use like green stuff to kind of like mold over the helmets and drill little holes in there, which is pretty cool. But yeah, let's go. Let's see. I'm trying to think of like where if I should start with like how the game plays or how to get the miniatures. How to get the miniatures. I think I'll do general like how the game plays. We'll go over that first. Um like there we go. So we'll do that. That will give you all kind of like a general idea, and then when I show like this is where you acquire a mini from. I find a lot of the inspiration I get for doing this kind of stuff is like in the cults themselves. So it'd probably be good to know what those are like before super deep. So like the game, like this is like 66 is pretty low for a war game. The actual rules are not super duper complicated. So I'm not gonna. I'm not. We're not gonna. We're not going to go too buck wild. Also, like earlier as well, the rules can be found for free on his Patreon. Oh, I should also say I'm not affiliated in any real way with Turnip. I just like the stuff. That might change in the future, maybe, but like I don't. If it does, like this is earnest, like from my heart. What's all about this? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, yeah, right on time then. Right on time then. I'm showing how doth one turnip, and then also how to paint stuff. Oh, Antecedent's very good. Uh, also, yeah, it's. Hi Max, how you doing? Yeah, hold on, we got an ad break. Let me take a sip real quick. Yeah. Also, Matthew, thank you for giving Max a sub. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Clout chase harder streamer. I can't. I'm bad. I'm bad at chasing clout. I'm very bad at that. I don't know. It's probably holding me back to some degree. But yeah, let's see. Now ads are gone. Yeah, thanks for coming by, Max. Yeah, I've been telling my chat about Turnip for like a year, and people are like, "How could you just do like a Turnip stream to explain?" And I'm like, "Yeah, okay, yeah, I can make that happen. That's a thing I can do." Yeah. Oh, thank you. I mean, it's oh, by the way, I should show everybody some probably even before I get deep. I have no real plan for how to do this, but I have painted a lot of turnip minis on stream. I want to show everybody some of them. I have effectively somewhere in the ballpark of 3 turnip armies because when I say army, it's very easy just to like build a couple of minis and then you got like a list and that's really fun for me. Yeah, there we go. Let's get honestly, some of them would probably fuck with it pretty hard. Well, it's a fun game, but yeah, this is my realist turnip army, which are the Baron's Beat Brigade, which are all based on a mini that I have not completed, which is like a gigantic swollen man in a fancy red coat that needs to be pushed around by his minions. I like to imagine they're all like really elites and they like to think they're better than the rabble and they're trying to bring order to everything, but their leader is like, you know, those people who are really dumb but really charismatic. I like to imagine that they're like, he sounds like he knows what he's talking about. We're gonna follow him around and hope for the best. That's kind of the gist for them. There's more. Hey, no, making terrain's great. I listen. I love making terrain, and making terrain's really, 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 really good. Um, turnips, like terrain's really, really good. Vtuber TDS war game, like that would be pretty baller, honestly. There's enough at this point. That's enough. Like it'd be like I feel like there's enough out there. No, I physically cannot paint. People have asked me about if I should paint Jabba the Thick. I can't. I can't. That model shows actual ass. I cannot paint that. No. And then these are my other ones. I would like to do maybe some lore write-ups on my lads. These are the let's see. The angles on some of these are gonna be a little rougher, but yeah, these are from another I effectively want to have dueling armies. This is the Black Garlic Society, which is the basic premise of that is to make this guy told a bunch of tall tales at a bar about a magical clove of black garlic that still exists that can cure you of all your diseases and make you nice and healthy and whole and immortal and live forever. And he's just like, I just get drunk and I talk shit at bars. And then one day a bunch of people are like, all right, chosen one, take us to the garlic. And he's like, oh no. And just like more fucked up and mutated and asshole people just been like, all right, take us to the garlic, motherfucker. And this guy's just like, oh no, I made a mistake. Oh yeah, actually, I don't think I actually put a picture of my Toph, which is your like leader, like the guy in charge. He's in a different one. Let me see. I think I still got that. A picture of him. There we go. See, this is oh god, this one's gonna be fucking giant. Bear with me. Flork released some sock models, so I thought it'd be fun to attach turnip parts to them. But if you see the guy in the middle, I specifically that's him. That's the Toph that I did for my Black Garlic Society. He is small. I specifically when I 3D printed him, I shrunk most of the pieces, like roughly about half height. So he's very, very itty bitty. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like the names. It's a lot of fun to put them together. So yeah, I like to imagine like this little. Also, I found a 3D printing set for just like a bakery. So like I like to imagine that prior to going on like a grand adventure, this asshole sold bread. He just sold bread at a stand, and it's just like, yeah, this will be fine. This will be fine. I'm definitely not getting in way over my head. Let's see some other ones I've done. These guys have been I probably like my best like models I've ever done on Instagram, which is kind of fun. They are a bunch of cannibalistic brothers who slew and ate their father and stole his garlic steeds, and now they go around looking for the most scrumptious and forbidden of treats. There is a cannibal group in the game, so none of you are going to be surprised that that's one of my two main factions. The cults I like to run effectively. And these guys are actually really fun because I took some like Brotherhood of Greed, yeah. These guys are garlic, like little fake garlic bulbs you can buy on Amazon. I had to attach the riders to them very jankily. I nailed nails in there, and the legs I believe are like miniature armatures, like the kind of stuff you would like wrap into the shape of a dude, and then you would put green stuff on there to do some custom sculpting. So yeah, those are pretty good. Oh, and then this guy, everybody loves this guy. He's the Baron's left leg. He's my stump gun. He's a big old gun on the back of a big old worm that's really slimy and scabby and fucked up. Wants to run brute rules that isn't a Grog ones. I like to imagine the lore for this guy is that the Baron got his leg blown off by a cannon, but it was mutated enough that it basically was alive as a horrible maggot thing. So the rest of his crew just basically just continued to feed it snacks. Continue to feed it snacks until it grew, and they don't have the heart to tell the Baron that that's his leg. So they just strapped especially after a cannon blew it off. So they're just like, it's just our pet. It's just fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. The Wickerman faction's really cool. I'm actually building a fourth army based on the Wickerman faction, which is really cool. I might go into I don't have any pictures of them yet because that's very, very early on the planning process. Oh god, okay. Let's see. I'll my favorite. This is people are like there's something I love about like turnip stuff and Nurgle stuff when you're like people are like, this is absolutely gross and sick. Great job, my dude. I love it. Exactly. You get it. You get it. Same army. I also have the Man Horsemen. Every now and then I'll make a unit just because I find a cool mini. This is from like Dragon Keeper's Lodge. They basically had reverse. They had reverse centaurs. So I was like, would it be fun if I also just reattached human torsos to the reverse centaurs? So they're like man, horse, man, because why not? Why not? I make great decisions. I make great decisions. Let's see some other ones. And yeah, this is technically a full Turnip28 army. I run very low model counts. I don't think that's optimal in the game, but it's fun for me as a painter. I need to do more like fodder. I need to do more like your typical bread and butter 12-man guys with guns unit. I need to do that, and yet I keep going for the little fucky bits, which is very fun. I also have a somewhat of a joke army of VTuber Ina Takodachi themed writers. I don't know why that for some reason every now and then my brain's like, hell, you're gonna have a dumb idea and you're gonna need to follow through on that. So that's basically almost an entirely cavalry army minus the herd, which is supposed to spawn a bunch of little tiny baby Takodachis, which will be fun. Let me see what else I got here. We're almost done, and then here we go. There we go. This is just a test. I think somebody asked me if like, how do you ever use like actual wood in your turnip stuff? And I've done it for terrain. This is just literally taking some some like sticks from my yard because I have an old tree that just loses sticks constantly. And just decide to put some dudes in there, just make them like little scatter terrain things. Also, I got Trevor, the horrible Marine, in the back. Yeah, that's your kind of hell yeah. How you doing? How you doing? It's you. You're famous. And then what else did I get? And then this guy is actually the last like fully completed Turnip28 model I finished, and is also the thumbnail. I think this one like this is another joke where basically this guy normally is like maybe about an inch tall, and I decide to increase the size by like, oh god, like 350%. Enough that he's big. I think that one just turned out really good in terms of framing and like taking a picture. This is probably like my best thing I've ever done photography wise, which is why I think people like that one quite a bit. So yeah, those are my models. Those are the ones I have done specifically for turnip stuff. So let's get enough about me. I don't need to jerk off to my own models for like another half an hour. Let's get you nerds ready to how to make your own turnips. How to play this funky little game. I got a PowerPoint on like where you would acquire the miniatures as well, which we'll go through. So yeah, let's do this shit. Let's do this shit. All right, so. They mentioned it pretty early as well. This is especially for people coming from like a Games Workshop standpoint, minis agnostic game, which means use whatever. Like, I mean, technically you want to build something that kind of fits the theme and the feel, and you got like a lot of options for how to represent that. Like just to really like put that in the context where it's like, let's go back to the cover to Small Maglet. It's like, you got this gigantic imposing flesh monster and a bunch of little dudes, but also like in the mercenary cults, I'm just gonna skip a little head. You have a little rootling that has a gigantic wig. So like it's a pretty varied, you got varied options, but yeah, you don't need to get the official minis, though I will be showing you where to get the official minis, because yay. Also, because a lot of them look really baller and they're multi-part. I love multi-part kits. I love multi-part kits. I love multi-part kits. They're so good. So, um, see, this shows you kind of like what objective markers you need. Basically, square battlefield, 3 foot by 4 foot. If I'm going real fast through a lot of these, don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm I think whenever I do streams like these, they're like shallow dives. Where it's like we'll go over the stuff, but I'm not going to read every word in the book. I think that's only fair. So yeah, turnip stuff for basing is kind of nice for the most part. Like you got some flexibility. The actual models themselves will be like, this is roughly how big the base should be. And then also you can multi-base, which is fun. Multi-basing, I think Kings of War uses it quite a bit as well, where you just put like 3 models on the same base just because it looks nice. I also really like those like little movement trays sort of deal, which are very, very nice. Yeah, exactly. Breath, not death. Exactly. All right. So here's a pretty standard explanation of stats. If you've played a war game before, you'll recognize this. If you've not played a war game, this will not overwhelm you. M is movement, how many inches you can move. Simple. Attacks, A, how many do you get? Perfect. And accuracy, you want to roll that number or higher to hit something with your weapon. Pretty standard, pretty straightforward. Oh, Ash, how you doing? Welcome. How you doing? I'm showing people how to play funny turnip game, which is be fun. Wounds, how much health you got, and oh yeah, I keep forgetting it's 420 day. I don't do the smoking, so I always forget about that. But I know a lot of VTubers are having fun with that. So good for them. How you doing, Sneslock? I'm going over what the fuck Turnip28 is and how to get minis for it and how to play. And also this is gonna be like how I like to kit bash for shit. Ooh, also. Hold on. Nice. There we go. I got a nice proper snap that time. And vulnerability is pretty much like, hey, you roll a die when you would take a wound. If you roll that number or higher, you just don't take a wound. I believe. I might want to double check later. I think that's right though. All right, cool. So that's a lot of the stat blocks. Like most models are this kind of stat block and like maybe a like special ability or two. Nothing too bananas. Nothing too bananas. All right, let's see kind of what else. This is actually something that's kind of nice for targeting, which I should mention. Everyone is awful. Oh yeah, 100%. Like assume that everybody is just slightly incompetent at the bare minimum, which I think is part of the fun, honestly. Like I said, I had my units are very regimented and elite for the Baron's Beat Brigade, and they're still fucking idiots. I love them. There's something about like a well-meaning moron that I enjoy for stuff. This is actually kind of a neat idea too with the targeting because everything's covered in like fog and mist and rain and gun smoke. You can only target the closest available unit, which is very, very nice. It also just means that like you're not going to get your shit sniped like real bad, which I enjoy. Range stuff is measurements pretty standard as well. Also, this is probably one of my favorite turnip pictures. Like it's so good. Like this guy doesn't want like he both doesn't want to be like this, but also can't stop winning awards. I just want to talk about where you got some range. Like this is probably more on the grim side than the happy side, like the goofy side. There's still a bit of levity and whimsy to it, but like, goddamn, that's like, chef's kiss. Let me get a proper like, chef's kiss. Perfect. So yeah, all right. So we go into actually playing the game. So more or less the way your army breaks down is you're going to have every army will at least have a Toph, which is your leader, and then you get two like Toffs and Toadies are snobs, which are just like they're fancy. They're the important cool guys. Even if Toadies are also kind of dorkos. You got your Toph, which is your main leader guy, and he commands 2 units. And then you have 2 Toadies, and they each command 1 unit. So effectively, every army in the game, barring a couple of exceptions. Hello, Dustbin Gaming. How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh yeah, exactly, Flopsy, exactly. What are we creating tonight? I'm not. I don't know. I might make some like. I think tonight too. It might be fun if I make something and then like we build. We could build a an army together in this, and then maybe I could paint some of it tomorrow after I print all the bits. Uh, Also, yeah, you do. Yeah, Todd is also just like a funky little. Todd will show up. Don't worry, he's in the cult section. You will see Todd. Um, so yeah, every army, like the so this game does not use points. This game does not use points. Oh, your mutation chart's very fun too. Any suggestions on tuberfying the metal minis? Oh god, I have I started with metal minis. I'm not a big fan, but also War Machine minis were hell. I think you're probably going to get a lot of extra a lot of extra juice for those would be kind of like the typical put some roots on there, just kind of put some outgrowths and then use like some filler or like mud to kind of fill that in. That's probably not a bad minimum. Maybe if you can get a hold of some like mushroom bits, little plant bits, stuff like that, little tentacles. I think ideally because metal's kind of hard to cut into. Like, sure, you could maybe cut through some of the metal to kind of tweak the mini. You might have just like an easier time adding stuff as opposed to trying to just do removal. That's probably my best bit. Like I said, metal is I've kind of moved away from it, and 15 millimeters not as exactly has been my scene, but that's where I would go if I was going to do that scale and that size. But yeah, so yeah. Every army in the game, there's no points. You get 1 tough, 2 toadies, and 4 units of followers, which is really kind of why I really like building. Like, it's why I like building lists for it. Like building lists is not then like I am going to mid max optimize my strats as it's just fun to be like, okay, I have an idea for a guy. What would I want to do to kind of build around the idea? I guess I maybe kind of treat it more like a role playing game thing, where I have like a character concept or like a theme, and I work backwards from that. If you guys are familiar with like the top down and like bottom up design, anyway, like it's a concept that's familiar in, like, games like Magic: The Gathering, where it's like, okay, for, like, Innistrad was a set they said, like, "Okay, we want to make a horror-themed set. We wanna have, like, a gothic horror set. We want, like, vampires and werewolves and, like, Frankenstein-esque zombies Frankenstein's monsters esque zombies, my bad. That kinda dealio." And then they kinda build the mechanics around that. That's how I like to build my turnip stuff, personally. No, different than face down, ass up design. I think of what war game would cater to that. I got nothing. I got nothing. So yeah, and then once you kind of get your core, you can also, or even sort of before you do that, you can pick a cult. Which cults are where you get a lot of customization. This game, we're going to be spending a lot of time on them. Monster Apocalypse. Wait, why Monster Apocalypse of all games for that? Nande, nande. What? Hmm. Oh, I know. Arabellica. There we go. Find Commissar Ozero. She'll hook you up with that. There you go. So yeah, roll initiative. Basically, you like. So I'm a little rusty on the rules. So yeah, roll initiative to see who goes first. Put the models on the table. Let's see. Once you get everything on there, and then yeah, there we go. So orders. Hey, there's a Todd variation. A lot of pictures of Todd are in here. It's kind of like Max's little persona. There we go. So yeah, you pick a pretty straightforward. You pick a snob, so you pick your toady, or you pick one your toff. You're basically your like toadies are sub leaders and your toff is your leader. There we go. And I understand the terminology might be kind of rough, kind of coming in. Uh, and then you get to choose your nearby unit of followers in the command range. I believe toffs get 2 and toadies get 1. Declare what you're gonna do. Roll to see blunders. So yeah, blunders like Max was saying earlier. There's a lot of your dudes are going to be a general level of incompetence, so they might fuck up prior to that. Perform the order. Uh, and then you basically kind of just let's see, where the player finish that first. Yeah, you pretty much just go back and forth with them. And your options are you can volley fire, move and shoot, march, charge. Pretty standard stuff. Yeah, Chungus, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I don't think anyone's talking shit about, like, from what I can tell, I have not got to play Monster Apocalypse myself. It has been a dead game whenever I look at it, but it seems like a neat game. I would like just to have for people who don't know, I'm going to show games within games. Monster Apocalypse is a privateer press war game trying to replicate the whole kaiju big battle dealio, which is neat. At one point, I remember you used to get it from random blisters, and then now you can buy it separately. But I think Privateer Press still self-sabotages, which makes me sad. Makes me super duper sad. I generally like Privateer Press's games, but Privateer Press as a company kind of fucks them up. So yeah, there we go. So yeah, blundering is pretty specific. That's what I saw. They try to make a movie, which is a bad idea. I'm gonna be real. If you're a small miniature war game company, don't make a movie. Actually, can I broaden that? Has there been any small content creator? Please correct me if I'm wrong. Any small, like, I am a game reviewer. It seems like movies are the death knell. Anytime somebody tries to make a movie, it fucks up everything and they implode. This happens so often that, like, I understand that a lot of people, for them, the apex of, like, I do reviews or, like, I do little skits is I want to take that as farther as possible and make a movie. But it seems like as soon as the movies get involved, that's when things just, like, don't function very well. See. So yeah, if you blunder, you get a panic token. We'll get the panic later. Moving is pretty standard. You take your model, you move it. Usual kind of like can't move through rough terrain without taking a dangerous terrain roll. Can't move through enemy units. Moving dudes around on the board. Okay, shooting as well. Watch Alpha's video explains everything. It's a very good video. I was very happy to see that video as well. I'm still gonna go over the rules though because I have no other I have no content tonight other than no. I got some other. We'll work on some other stuff as well. I still like going over these. Like I did something similar with Trench Crusade, which is another game I'm very excited for. I'm very excited for like Trench Crusade stuff. Apparently, I need to join their Discord because they released rules for the Black Grail, which is probably what I will play when I do that because it's all like fly knights and horrible mutants and stuff like that, which is like, yeah, that's my jam. That's what I'm into. That's generally what I'm into. So yeah, pretty common. See stuff, shoot stuff. Um, I think if you for like basically there's like two types of main shooting weapons. There's like black powder, which does generally more damage. It's harder to resist. And then you can do like bows and arrows and slings, kind of like primitive stuff. Black powders can only be fired once per combat round because of the whole smoke thing, while you can throw slings as much as you want. And I think whenever you get shots, let's see. Yep, the enemy unit can return fire. So even besides being I go, you go, it has a lot of interactivity, which is kind of nice. Also, if I bork up any of the rules during this quick explanation, please make sure to read them yourself. No, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be mean. Once again, you can go there to get the rules as well. And I'll post it over on the YouTube side if you would like to keep a hold of that as well. Let me see. Oh, there we go. Nice. I do say the rules book is pretty laid out pretty well. How you doing, Snowy? How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. This is I'm doing a quick rules overview of turnip stuff tonight, and then I'll be showing off the cults and the mercenary cults, and then where to get models and stuff like that. So yeah, a lot like this is why I'm doing this stream. A lot of people would be like, I thought about getting into Turnip. That seems like a cool game, and I'm like, yes, it is. It absolutely is. How you doing, Coven? I'm technically not playing anything tonight. Technically not playing anything tonight. We're going over how does one turn up 28? How does one turn up 28? So yeah, and it's if it's pretty typical like attack sequence. Roll a d6 for each model shooting. If they roll their inaccuracy or higher, it's a hit. Your enemies roll an equivalent number of their vulnerability saves. Everyone that does not make the save, they take a wound. Uh, and then if you get shot at, you get a panic token. Panic tokens generally make you worse at doing things. I believe it's alternate activations, unless I'm on crack, which is distinctly possible. Distinctly possible. You pick a snub, pick a friendly unit to activate, declare, roll to see blunders, perform operations. It's your opponent's turn. There we go. Yeah, so basically you kind of just go back and forth forever until a new round begins. There we go. Uh, and then I think they also basically kind of do the same thing. Like if all your snobs are dead, you just kind of skip to go in that. I can't. Well, listen. I need the crack to give me the energy so I can stream clearly. Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm a big fan of alternate activations. I hate I go you go. I understand that it's the industry standard because Warhammer. I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan. Which I like that one page rules doesn't do that. Which is nice. See, charging is very similar to a lot of other war games. You so like you declare that you're going to charge. They immediately take a panic test, which is kind of fun. And let me see. Okay, so charging is kind of the typical thing where you hello Blanc, how you doing? Welcome. Let's see. How do you effectively there's like I go, you go, which is like I move all my units and do all this stuff, and then I pass the turn to you. The one I prefer is typically called alternating activation, which is I do a thing, I like activate a unit, you activate a unit, and we do that until everyone's done. A lot of newer war games kind of stick to that. I have been reading through the A Song of Ice and Fire because I was weak and I picked up some minis from that because listen, the starter box for $80 is a real spicy deal, and you get a lot of minis. You get a lot of minis for that. I did not see the funny chart, like an orc chart or something else. There's a lot of funny charts out there. There's a lot of funny charts out there. Stream is comfy enough. Ah, fuck yeah, let's go. You could totally do that. I actually you could maybe use some Middle Earth strategy battle game minis for this. Especially I think too when if you already have minis for a game and you're delving into a new game, if you're just like fucking around and testing and getting your feet in the door, like fuck it, just use what you got. Just use what you got. Like if you would like to get into this and you're like I have nothing, but I would like just to I got some Warhammer models. I want to play with these. Yeah, go for that. Do that. Get some games in, see if you like it, and then like see maybe about like adding some newer stuff as you go. Look at Warhammer chat. I'll take a look at that after the stream. Very heavily incised. Yeah, I mean that's true as well. There's always going to be like some caveats. I've seen some games that do like if you have smaller armies, you get stuff like pass tokens where it's like you can use it to fuck with the activation order. You get some other resource. It's not perfect, but I still believe I much prefer it more than the I do a thing, I watch you I play my turn for like 10 minutes, 10 20, and then you pay for yours for like 10 20. And your only reaction is just like, "Oh, cool, I get to roll some dice because I'm getting shot at." So yeah, charging is pretty standard for a lot of war games where you just like you add a 2d6 to your movement so you can get in a melee. It's how you gap close effectively. Stuff like that. Pull tokens from the bag. I think Conquest does something similar with like a card deck. Like I said, there's a lot of cool ways these days for doing alternate activation. Turnip solution is kind of nice as well because every army is going to be like the same number of units generally. So like that kind of I go you go doesn't break super hard. There are some ways to summon more units into the game, but they're kind of on the rare side, and you don't really get like anything super wild. Like there is one where you just suddenly get a bunch of grogs that show up on like turn 3, but by that point, like the game is kind of like in its later stages. There we go. Charging distance. I also like this little bit where it's like if you're charging in melee, like you can force a shot with your melee as well. So it's like, okay, I don't want these other guys to shoot my main army. So I'm gonna charge into them. They're gonna panic and shoot your dudes coming in because they don't want to get stabbed. So you got some nice counterplay there. It's counterplay. Typical failed charging rules, melee rules. Melee is basically very similar to shooting. Roll dice equal to the number of your attacks. See if you roll above your inaccuracy, and we're moving stuff. Saspro root plant. Oh yeah, you could totally do that. You could totally do that, especially because like uh, I think like a lot of companies you could buy historicals from. Well, you could just buy American Revolution models. Actually, it'd be like fairly reasonably priced. No, not really. No comparing skill. It's like you're the attacking unit gets theirs off. Also, how let's see. Hello. I'm sorry, I'm trying to pronounce your name. There we go. Hello, TRSN. Hello, Tea Kettles. There we go. We'll say Tea Kettles. Hello, Tea Kettles. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Hello, Lotion. How you doing? Hello, Teacup Cup. Gooserade. What were you up to? Oh shit! What were you doing, Dark Souls? What's your build? What you doing? What you doing, Tea Kettles? Hello, if everyone does not know me, I am Howernut the Mimic Elf. I'm a miniature painting VTuber of the Nurgle and Skaven variety. And today I'm showing off Turnip28, which is a game where everybody's infested with horrible roots. You got your helmet, you got your gun, you're very inaccurate, and you're ready to save the day. By saving the day, I mean you're going to shoot a bunch of other dirty, sad, miserable people. It's going to be great. So yeah, the panic rules are actually probably very important to go over. Like as you begin building up panic tokens, um, your stuff gets worse. So like yeah, as you generate more and more panic tokens, let me see. See, there's no way to remove panic tokens. You may when a unit is charged, you take panic test and blah, 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 blah. Okay, so yeah, basically, like you get enough panic tokens, you begin retreating. There are some models that get benefits for panic tokens, where like the more panic tokens they get, the stronger they get. I know. I think the Root Shrine has a rule like that and can also manipulate them. So if you want to play like a Trixie army, you can do it that way as well. You two fucking nerds are having a goddamn duel in my chat. But hell yeah. And of course, you got some fearless people. You got some scary people. Let's see, retreating. Also, once more, bitchin' art in this game. Incredibly bitchin' art. I cannot stress how bitchin' generally the art for Turnip28 is. It's been very, very, very nice. Then making different types of terrain. Terrain stuff pretty typical for a war game. Not going to go into that. You definitely should make some terrain. Push people into the mud by taking them. Yeah, exactly. You want them to fuck up and run away so you can stab them in the back. Exactly. Scenarios have some getting special victory conditions that aren't just murder the fuck out of your friend. Which that's valid. I will say it feels weird in certain games where like when you table an opponent. I've tabled an opponent in one war game, which was War Machine, and I felt real bad. Like there's winning a war game and then there's tabling someone, and like even as a winner, I was like, oh, I don't like this. I don't like this. All right, let's begin. Oh, the procession of the eel. Okay. This is I might be misremembering little bits of the lore for this, but I loved it. If assuming the version that's in my head is right, this is a very good bit where you get the guy, a guy is dressed up as an eel, and paraded through the town. And then everybody throws their eels at him. And if I remember at the very, very end of the eel festival, they throw him into the lake, and I believe he gets eaten alive by eels. Some degree of that's accurate. I'm not what you would be called a turnip historian. There's a lot of cool turnip lore stuff out there though. I will. Yeah, Crichton is the only one who was thrown into the lake and lived. Just has just like a big chunk missing out of your back. It's fine. It's fine. All right. So now is probably where the real fun part is. This is the fun bit. This is building your army. This is building your army. So, um, so as you like I said, you got your Toph, which is your leader. You got two toadies. Well, technically, you could have multiple toadies. You could do like Turnip28 grand battles. Like you could do some fucking like Warhammer Fantasy like 3,000 point army equivalent. If you're insane and you have an entire weekend. Typically, though, you use roughly about two toadies, and each toady you add gets you some stuff. You get each toady brings another unit with them. There we go. And each unit that is not your snubs basically get pistol and sabers. They got melee and range. Definitely not like a typical army for this. Like it's 4 units. And even those units won't have that many dudes. Like in theory, I believe the most units you can put on a table in Turnip28 is using one of the mercenary cults that gives you access to pikemen. Those you can have up to 48 models between 3 units of pikemen, and then I believe you can have 8 brutes if you with the lax paymaster ability. I think I might want to double check on that. That's the most, but even then, I don't think that's like super typical. You'll probably like this example, 2 units of fodder, so that's like 2 units of 12 dudes. Chaff, I believe, is 4 units of like precision snipers. And I mean precision with like the biggest air quotes I possibly can, and 6 units of brutes, which typically are melee guys. The reason why I say typically, so every follower can be equipped with 1 of 3 weapons. Black powder weapons. They have a stronger, effectively they have a stronger shooting more or less, where it's like, okay, missile weapons you can shoot multiple times around, but your opponent gets bonuses to their vulnerability saves, so it's more likely they will not die to them. Oh, I think I need to restart my GM. There we go. Meanwhile, black powder weapons you can only really fire. Why did it go into that? There we go. So black powder weapons you can only really fire once around, but they are much harder to resist. Melee weapons, you would probably be like, why would you want to use a melee weapon in this game? Well, besides the fact that you can make your opponents basically not have a great time, like panic whenever you charge them, melee weapons give you an inaccuracy bonus. So you have a much easier time hitting with melee, which is nice. All right, so let's begin looking through the dudes. So this is your Toph, an example of a Toph. This is your leader guy. You can tell he's the leader because he's got a big hat. This game very much uses the rule of if you have a cool hat, you're likely the leader of your army. It's not universal, but I think in general, I would recommend giving your Toph a big hat. So yeah, they are the ones that will command your dudes. They got pretty good stats. Also, you can you can basically make them duel. You can have you and your opponent's Tophs duel until one is dead. And that just takes place in like a little mini game in the middle of your army. And then one of them dies, and then you just proceed business as usual. Hello, Grind. Welcome. How you doing? You could give your Toph a Doug Dimmadome hat. Something I was thinking about doing at the very, very end of this is we would work together collectively as a chat to build a turnip army, and then I would begin to build and sort of paint that on stream. So if we want to go like Doug Dimmadome, like big hat, that's something we could do. I would need to figure out how to make that happen. But I guess in theory, what you could do is just take like a top hat STL and just stretch it vertically super stupid high. That's a big think, actually. Warhammer Fantasy. Yeah, that sounds about right. I have not played Warhammer Fantasy myself, so I would not super duper know. You could also just use like a plastic tube or some like cardboard or something like that. You got a lot of options. All right, so now we're going to go into the real basic bread and butter units. All right, followers. You get 12 of them. They're very bad, but you get 12 of them. And if you have a lot of them, they're fearless. So that's actually pretty banging. Brutes are a little bit better quality. Arguably, brutes I think are probably better in melee, but I think you could run range brutes be fine. You get half as many units, but they're a little bit sturdier and they're a little bit more accurate. There we go. Chaff are sort of like better shooters and stuff like that. I believe that they're up to this is version 17. That's the newest version as far as I'm aware. I know some of the cults were getting a rework. I don't know how far along that is as well. So I assume 17 is still the most up to date. If it's not 17, then I'm using outdated rules, and that's fine. That's fine. Some of these are PDFs I've had kicking around due to the nature of just being a game with the rules online. Some of them might be slightly out of sync with what I have personally. That's not the biggest deal. Just to kind of let you know. But yeah, chess basically you can kind of deploy them on the board, and it's much harder to shoot them, which is very, very nice. Il Discaplastic could do that too as well, yeah. And then these are your default cavalry. Whelps they basically kind of got like a hit and run with dash. You move, you shoot, you move again. Bastards are I think Bastards might have actually gotten some of their wounds changed. I forget. I think they used to have 3 wounds, and now they're down to 2. They can make people reroll panic tests. So like if you want to charge someone to melee to make them shit their pants, like unironically shit their pants, that's an option. Heavy cap with the black powder weapons. You could do that. You could do that as well. I do think technically like actually they do get 4 attacks each, so the thing though with units that have multiple attacks, because black powder weapons can only be fired once per round. I actually don't know if you could do multiple attacks per character with black powder. I'd have to look at the interaction later. Either way would be fine. Then you got a stump gun, which is what my little slug guy was. Called Bastards. I agree as well. Yeah, like the brother Alpha Busa stuff was pretty legit. I still really like that. The thing is, like, I technically have aspirations of doing like little narrative battle reports, and I was just like, it'd be nice if more people did that. And then fucking Alpha Busa did that. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I could be totally wrong on that. And I was like, no shit. This is kind of what I was looking for. Exactly. The thing is, I gotta like reset up my filming area. Currently, right now, I turned my filming area into a zone where I would digitize my minis because I want to use them for tabletop sim. I want to basically take my turnip army and make it so if I played someone on tabletop sim that I could actually use my own minis, because it's the usual caveat when you play a smaller war game. You have to grow your own scene or you have to play online. That's just how it be. I'm looking to play online. I might just need to do maybe I just need to get together in the Discord actually and get some games with us going. That might be fun, like a HOW Discord tournament, not tournament, like a league play sort of deal. I'll have to figure out the logistics on that. Fodder, attack, just attack. And stump guns are fun. You get different types of shots. Also, they have a chance of just absolutely fucking exploding, which is pretty great. If you want to have some artillery, you got some fucking options. The turnip. Oh, I'm gonna. Also, all of you can quote that way to fuck back. Once again, I have to say the only thing that I can quote very well is Kung Pao Enter the Fist. So yeah. I wish I could quote more things. That's really about my level of quotage, unfortunately. Cults. Cults are where you get a lot of customization. This is where you really make the army yours. And this is where like the rules get a tweak and change. I also really like the system. They effectively have like you got 3 tiers of you get Tadpole, Toadlet, and Toad. And that's just kind of like, technically, you could say like this is the difficulty of like playing with the cult, but it's more just kind of like how much they fuck with the rules, I think. And they also kind of say like, hey, in theory, maybe don't play with a cult your first couple of games. You could do that. I still think the cults are where a lot of the fun is, though. Let's do that. We're gonna go through all the cults in order, both from this and the mercenary cults section. So let's fucking go. All right. Strangling Harry's recruits are okay. Strangling Harry's wretched recruits is a very interesting cult in that it is not what I would consider like a very like nobody's gonna be jazzed to make one of these. Hello, friend Nico. How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Also, thank you for the 6 months of subs, and also bye. This is a training cult in a way that's really neat. Basically, it teaches you good gameplay. So like, it encourages you to do things you would want to do in the game as like good gameplay procedures, and when you do them, you get benefits. So like, all your snobs get an extra wound, so they die less easy. So it's like, okay, losing one's not going to totally fuck your shit. Charging an enemy with a smoke token so they can't fire back. Cool, you can remove panic tokens. There we go. Or shooting one that already is shot before. Or you force an enemy to make a dangerous retreat chest, or capture an objective. There we go. Like, it's like, these are all things you want to do. These are all the ones you want. These are all things that would be good gameplay. Like, you don't want your melee dudes to get shot up, so it would be nice to charge someone who's already fired. So it's like, it's good gameplay. It's good gameplay stuff, which is nice. Like I said, though, I don't know. This one does not spark joy, but I understand why it exists, and I'm glad it exists. All right, Slug's Lament is pretty standard. You get access to grogs. Let's see. So basically, let me take a sip. Oh yeah, no, Max is British. Yeah, Max is hella British. Yeah. I don't think that should be surprising at all. I don't think that's going to shock anyone. So yeah, you can't bring brutes, but you can bring grogs, and you also got the option of call the old guard at the start of 3rd round. You get to deploy your old guard, which are just which are just grogs that come in late. And they come in with 6 panic tokens, so they're not doing fantastic. And like grogs are like super duper elite for the most part. So like, this is where you would get like some like elite battle hardened soldiers. There also are models for grogs as well. Like, you could basically do whatever you want for kit bashing, but there are some like, would you like some nice looking grog minis? Those do exist. Grogs are pretty cool. Todd's Folly, you get to bring the mascot himself. You get to do that as well. He basically becomes your Toph. And it's kind of weird. He's got a very weird ability. Where you basically, anytime you would be declared a winner in something, you could be declared a loser or vice versa. It's just kind of like a funny way to fuck with how the game works. Like, it's very odd. Also like this. Toadies belonging to Todd's father are considered to be his minders. Minders often carry with them a large sack and some rope to restrain Todd if he becomes too boisterous. There we go. But also like this, because this rule is on all the time, you have to disable it if you want to get your own positive benefits for things, which is neat. Let's see, and then whenever an enemy unit retreats at the end of retreat move, all enemy followers within 6 inches must retreat away from that unit. So you can bring a little mischief in there. Very mischievous cult. This is one that I technically run. Quote unquote, yeah. Naughty boys get the sack. Oh God, why did I say it like that? This is what I run for my Takodachi army, or would if I played more of the game. The eternal struggle. Basically, you get an army of what by default is pigs, but it's effectively like a bunch of critters. As they move through rough terrain, if they succeed the rough terrain checks, you get more of them. and they get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And then also units in there just do not get panic tokens if they fuck up dangerous terrain. So you want to fuck around in like the mud and thorns and whatever to get your big pig herd. The herd run a pigman army as multiple cults. You could probably do that. Yeah, you could probably use them as stand-ins for like other things as well. But this is kind of nice because like you could bounce between different cults for like if for gameplay reasons or thematic reasons, really. In general, it's like you want to. It's you definitely want to fuck around more with the rough terrain rules in particular. Like you probably want to actually like. Usually, you'd probably avoid stepping in rough terrain unless you have to. But for this, it's like I might careen my pigs around there, and also they cannot. What's it called? I think there's an explanation somewhere that like. Oh, there we go. Todd was once a dashing cavalry officer who, after a heavy night's carousing, decided to lick an amphibian-shaped radish for a bet. He became increasingly toad-shaped over the course of about a week, and now a lumpy toad mutant. Acts as a sword for hire for those regiments yet ignorant of his illustrious career. There you go, Snowy. There you go. So yeah, no, that's the deep Todd lore. He licked a funky radish and now he's a horrible mutant. So perfectly cromulent turnip story. So yeah, the herd's very cool. They recently got a bunch of new models for the herd, which here I can actually drop a picture of those as well. He lives with his mom. Listen, times are tough. It's in turnip economy. It's hard to get your own place. No, he's definitely bigger than Todd Howard. He's definitely bigger than Todd Howard. Todd Howard is itty bitty man. Todd is definitely bigger. So basically most of these are not based around a specific character. There's just a couple that are. Like Todd's Folly is named after Todd. The mercenary cults definitely like have a mercenary leader, but also guys, this is also a game where if like, hey, do you want to run Todd's Folly, but you have a reason why maybe you would want to have your own OC in place of Todd? You can do that. Like nobody's going to hold a gun to your head and be like, you cannot run your custom army this way. Do what you want. Do what you want at the end of the day. Let me. I have not printed any of them yet, but I got the STLs for the herd, and look at them. I love this absolute unit with the fucking ribbon on it. Very, very good. Look at these happy little winkers. Look at them. Look at them. Very good models. Oh, that's true. You can also be Todd's kids as well. You got options for days. I'm actually, hold on. As much as I like the big one, I'm beginning to realize I think I underestimated that pig in the middle. There we go. Max does. I will actually be providing links to those as well later on for when I'm doing the how to get models thing. I like his nose. I like his nose quite a bit. Very, very good. I think I'm just gonna leave him. I think I'm just gonna leave him on the screen, like up here. Yeah, it's hard to get manufacturing set up, so it's all good. It's all good. All right, let's see. We'll do that. Graham Bombard. Hey, do you want to have a big fuck off cannon? Do you want to have like an absolutely monstrous fuck off cannon that can shoot at 120 inches? Graham Bombard's for you. Will it explode? God damn, is it going to explode? Actually, very little on big models. Very, very little. Some of the cults do have like one big model as a centerpiece, but arguably not. Like let's like Graham Bombard. Like it's a Graham Bombard. Like it's a big fuck off cannon. But like even the herd is mostly having a bunch of tiny little pigs. Like the 3D prints you can get are just, you got some options for bigger pigs. Maybe just that big model gets a spotlight often. Some of these do have like a spotlight model that the cult is kind of themed around, and some of them don't. There we go. So let's go. So let's go the Brotherhood of Greed, which is one that I enjoy. Hey everybody, there's a cannibal faction. Wow, is it weird that I like the cannibal faction in this game? I believe the rules for them are getting slightly reworked, but basically the idea is that each of your toffs has a each of your snobs has a mutation. And there's a list of mutations which you can see, which we'll look at in a sec. And then as an occasional treat, what you do is your guy can make a dangerous terrain roll where they cut off a piece of their body and throw it at their own followers. If they succeed, is the mimic toggle gone? Oh shit, I might have turned that off a while ago. I think I might have turned that off for a stream. Oh fuck, hold on. Oh, god damn it. I think I turned that off maybe like when I was doing my reading stream and I forgot to return it back on. Yeah, I did. Okay, there's that and there's the hairstyle change. Very sorry about that. There we go. That should be back up. Gonna hydrate and stretch. Listen, I could go sicko mode for fun. I can go sicko mode for fun. I can do that. Also, there's a chance that your dudes, like if you fail the test, your guys will just eat your snobs as one does. Also, thank you for the pepper as well. Yeah. And so here's a list of mutations. You can get like wings. You can get you can reduce the like some of these are bad. The idea like it's like also hello Corp, how you doing? Welcome, how you doing? How you doing? We're going over Turnip28 and it's many cults. Beat a herd, probably. I actually think the one of them, the one with the elephant, is actually specifically a mercenary cult. Oh yeah, no, yeah, actually, yeah, one of them. I believe one of them was Brotherhood of Greed versus one of the mercenary cults with the Great Proboscis. So yeah, I know the two lists that were ran in the Alpha Booster video. Alpha Booster, there we go. I think I'm saying it mostly right. The one that always cracks me up is fucking toothlessness, difficulty eating hard foods. So like if you want to run this roll these randomly, you can get some goofy ones, but also there's like I believe like one of them just gives you extra attacks. Like it can be real fucking banging. Real fucking banging. And there are what's it called? Have a bug that's going. Yeah, a lot of people are getting sick lately. Definitely take it easy, get some soup, rest up and all that. Option for tail and chest mouth 0 out of 10 game. You can do that. You just gotta sculpt it. You just gotta find the appropriate minis for that. I also like that there's just a recipe. There's just a recipe for toadies in the hole. You just got a recipe in there if you just want to if you need to defeat an entire army. There you go. And then the procession of woe, which I'm still working on my version of this. When I said that there was a guy who's being carried around by his dudes, this is the cult I'm gonna run for that. I still need to finish him. Maybe I'll work on him tomorrow if we don't do anything. I'm definitely painting something turnip. Is that actually like a class? I'll have to give that a go. I've been food prep maxing because as a VTuber, I spend a lot of my time being a funny internet man, so I don't cook as I'm not as adventurous cook as I used to be. I should look into that though. It does look pretty banging. So the root shrine, this is also another one where there's a big centerpiece model. Like it's the big root shrine. It doesn't have to be a shrine. You could just make it something that's kind of big and neat. The big thing about the procession of woe is fuck around with panic tokens. You could be like, you can remove panic tokens from your dudes, put them on your enemies. You can give your guys zealots, which basically the more panicked they are, the more attacks they get. So maybe you want your guys to panic more. It's a very kind of neat, like, control-y cult. I think they're very, very, very cool. Red Ribbon Society is fucking wild. Red Ribbon Society is, like, I need to show you the picture of it because it is easily one of my favorites, even if I don't have anything for that. So, Red Ribbon Society is a bunch of farmers. Specifically, you have a bunch of gardeners that plant little plots on the battlefield as the battle's going on. And then also you can add extra dangerous terrain to the board as well for that. So at the start of every round, excluding the first, before placing gardeners, double the amount of tough tokens on every plot. So let's see. Plots. Placing a gardener marks the dangerous terrain out as a plot, suitable to grow vegetables, and as long as a gardener remains on the terrain piece, it will sprout tough tokens. And you basically could, as you grow vegetables, you can spend tokens to like extra shooting, decrease the inaccuracy, get extra orders. But also if enemy units land and also the thing is if they move into the dangerous terrain, which might fuck their shit up, they can ruin your little gardens. I love this. It's a gardening mini game in the middle of playing what's it called? In the middle of playing a war game. There was a while if you guys know a VTuber named Ecto, she is a dead rat VTuber. She likes a lot of like kind of horror and spooky stuff and whatnot. She was like, I need more like violent gardening games or like spooky gardening games. I did link her this, and she was like, oh fuck yeah, let's go. So I've shown this to a couple of VTubers, and they're like, fuck yeah. Feast of the Charybdis is another one based off of oh horror loving. Welcome. I'm not surprised you would like her. She's very nice though. Hold on, let me shout out. Let me shout out Ecto. The fuck was she last doing? Oh, Voices of the Void. I still think that's probably a good game, but I tried to play it after Juice Galaxy, and that was a mistake. My brain was not ready for critical thinking and planning after Juice Galaxy. I was like, I should probably end the stream early. I cannot monitor dials in this state. So the Feast of Charybdis, their special thing. Oh, what's up, Popo? How you doing? I've returned after tax season. Fuck yeah. Fuck the IRS. Yeah. I don't think that's a controversial statement. I still pay all my taxes, though. I still pay all my taxes. Because even the Joker is afraid of the IRS. So the Feast of Charybdis, you get crabs. You get giant enemy crab to be your friend. Very, very cool. I've printed some of the writers for the crabs. I actually have not made a proper crab myself. I've not made a proper crab myself. So yeah, the crabs they can burrow. And if they win in a melee fight, they basically just keep fighting until one side's fucking destroyed. Which is fun. And they don't have to worry about dangerous terrain because they got the little spindly legs. Yeah, must obtain crab. Crab is good. Crab is very good. Knights of the Shellwood, they are knights that ride on the back of snails. Typically everything in the army has a movement speed of 0. Which sounds weird. Like technically you can also how you doing, Chieftain? Welcome. I'm showing everybody the funny turnip game. And all the different cults you can play in there. Crab from crab, yes. It's just like the what's it called? It's like there are many steps and they're all various layers of crabs. So yeah, these guys are incredibly sturdy as fuck. Very, very slow. Like you can only they either have to charge them in the melee, so you only get 2d6, so you're very limited. Or you just kind of sit there and just camp on the fact they got really banging defense, though. Let's see. It also adds an additional 2 battle rounds to the game, which is very fun. You could run flail snails for that. Honestly, the snails probably benefit from melee because of the charge stuff. Let's see, I think there's also like there we go. The mucus maneuver. Once per game, you could basically give them the equivalent of 18 move. So like that's how you would get them up the board or like really, really into some shit. And then they're not going really anywhere. Very fun. Very, 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 very snail out of 10. Let's see. Snail has less of a range weapon. So basically what happens is that like all models have a listed range. All of them have a listed range. But typically the actual range varies on the weapon. If you give them melee, they only got melee. If you give them a black powder weapon or a like primitive ranged weapon, I forget exactly what that's called in this game again. But basically like bows, slings, stuff like that. That's the range they would shoot at. There we go. Oh, okay. Now we got ad break. Now we got ad break. Sorry on the YouTube side. On about every hour or so on Twitch, I get hit with Twitch ads against my will. So I don't want to go on like a tangent while nobody while people cannot get an opportunity to see. I use it as an opportunity just to kind of limber the jellies and whatnot. All right, there we go. You're done with snails. Lopers are drunks on stilts. Would you like an army of drunks on stilts? This is this is your, that thing you've been looking forward to. I know all of you have been like, I love drunks on stilts. So Loper's big thing is because they're on stilts, they get an additional range. Like basically they're high up, so everybody can shoot them, but they got like a way wildly longer range than everyone else, which is kind of neat. You could also give some of your other stuff. Yeah, you can give your other followers stilts as well. They also have a very odd ability called the Unfortunate Wobble. So all units of regiment must retreat directly towards the enemy unit as well. I don't know why Twitch is French ads. That's an odd choice, yeah. I think there's also something fucky about their movement I'm trying to like re-look at. Oh yeah, they can move across enemies and allies, which is nice, so you don't have to worry about that. Maybe they got rid of that. Anyway, yeah, so that's the bonus you get for that. How do I need extra sleep? How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Unfortunately, what happens to me sometimes real. And how's Cookie? How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going over some Turnip28 stuff. I swear they used to have a rule that was like you would have to, what's it called? Where you would have to move an entire straight line. Maybe that got changed at some point. That might have gotten changed at some point. Previously, there was a rule where like they were forced to move like their max move in one direction. All right, now we're getting into the weirder ones, the harder ones. This is the Aunt's Ascendant. It is a bunch of old women in a hot air balloon. It is a bunch of old women in a hot air balloon. It can fly. They can shoot basically whatever from their hot air balloon. And I think, let's see. Basically, anything can move from that. And if you run under the balloon, you have to make a dangerous terrain test. Which is nice. But also, when the unit's target of a shooting attack, increasing the accuracy of the attacker by 3. So they're kind of harder to hit too. So yeah, would you like a bunch of old women in a hot air balloon in your army? Sounds like a good. Oh yeah, I think that's a pretty solid retirement plan. I don't know if there's models for them. All right, then there's the Leech Lovers, which are, look at this happy family. Look at this very, very happy family. So this is basically the Leech Lovers together are one model. Effectively as Stadler and Waldorf, pretty much. Like you could reflavor them to be more like that as well. Really, any some sort of big flying apparatus you could do. I guess in theory you could also do maybe like a Stadler and Waldorf, just like basically a recreation of their kind of like balcony thing, but just have it pushed around by a bunch of dudes, and just say that it's so high in the air that it's considered flying. You could do something like that as well. There's no way the Golden Girls haven't had a hot air balloon episode. That has to exist, right? That has to exist. Let me see. Golden Girls, hot air. I'm worried that when I type in Golden Girls hot, I saw Golden Girls hot tub. Yeah, no, I guess there are episodes where they have balloons in their house. I guess they've just never been a hot air balloon. I'm glad this could sell you on the game though. Hell yeah. And let's see. Leech Lovers have a very interesting aspect where basically it's sort of like a life drain thing. So it's like every time the enemy unit suffers a wound, they heal a wound. And every time a unit you control completes a melee, it heals the number of wounds equal to the number of wounds the enemy has suffered. As well, who wouldn't want Bay Arthur's balloons? Exactly. Twice as many toadies as usual. Do not count followers. Oh, the US suffers. Oh, okay. Yeah, basically, when you order somebody, they immediately get a wound as well. Okay. So that's kind of how that goes. They take damage when you order people to do things. You can heal damage when you do damage to things, which is very nice. Let's see what else. The Uprising of the Louse is this is another one I am building towards because I think the idea is neat. You have a gigantic like edifice thing. You have like a wicker man. You have a hangman's noose. you have gallows. You basically have something that's like scary and unnerving, and it makes panicking. Let's see. So basically, the more rabble you have on the field, which you can either bring or generate rabble whenever your opponents fuck up, the more the unnerving gaze triggers. So let me see. Every time your opponent rolls to see if a unit blunders, they must roll a number of dice equal to the strength of the tall man's gaze. A roll of a 1 on any of these makes them blunder. So like you could technically bring two, like rabbles kind of suck. They're very inaccurate, but they get a lot of attacks if there's a lot of rabble on there. So you basically force your opponents to fuck up and blunder, and you generate rabbles out of them. I can actually show some of those off. I actually have 8 rabble models printed off, along with a unit of bastards, and probably. So I have a model that's like an evil, fucked up meat tree that I didn't actually do anything with yet. It was from a Bestiarm release. I was like, I'm gonna do something with you someday, and I was like, ooh, that'd be cool to use for this. That'd be cool to use for this. And then there we go. Saint Alame's rocket battery. You effectively get some like real fucky rockets. I have not looked at actually this one like basically a lot. You get black powder weapons, can only fire pandemonium rockets, range 60 feet. You roll 5 shooting attack dice. Any hit causes 1 wound to the target. The target gains a panic token for each successful hit. But then you must choose another unit that is closest to the target to give extra panic. So you fire a bunch of rockets and everyone flips the fuck out. And since it's got an unstable icon, it has a chance of exploding. Rabble, rabble, rabble. And the Temple of Swelling, which effectively, I've looked at this one as well. A couple of these give you access to rootlings, which are like little respawning kind of like little guys who can only have melee, and they ignore rough terrain. Also, if you ever see a mall with like an accuracy of 7, that's basically like a cough, cough, hint, hint. You should probably bring them with melee weapons. Someone was like, "Oh my, Minnie, now please." That's how you doing? How you doing? So you basically create an area of dangerous terrain with a swelling, and you begin spawning tendrils that reach out. And when you put the tendrils next to someone, they start taking dangerous terrain passes. So you effectively just kind of, and by that I mean jorking my peanuts. Exactly. So yeah, these are the base. Hey, look, it's Alpha Boosters in there. Hold on. I also want to see something real quick. Hold on. Choto mate on the PDF. I want to double check something. Oh fuck! I didn't. I forgot. In transparency's sake, I am a member of the Turnip Patreon. I am a member of the Turnip Patreon because you get cool models every now and then. I think the game's very neat. It never crossed my mind that my name would be in the book. I totally forgot about that. I did not think about that. So yeah, I guess there's me. It's me, the helper. You did ask. You did ask them. Like you did, and I forgot because I have bad memory. Well, there you go. It's me, Halberdock. Let's go. Anyway, moving on. Let's do the mercenary cults now. Yippee! That's a lot like a Cthulhu thing. You could easily do it like a Cthulhu type thing. You could have a horrible monster, and just have the tendrils extend from that as well. Now that's just accidental layering. All right. Okay, so there's not as many cults in this one, and then I'm gonna be going into how to get turnip models, and then also kind of like my thought process on how I go about building shit in this. So let's go. Also, this is another one of my favorite pieces of turnip art. I love this. I love this big old fucking mushroom horse. It's very good. It's very good. Also, you see the ominous roots in the background and this big flying whatever the fuck this is. I like it when there's just like stuff that's just like what is that? Don't worry about it. It's there. It's horrible. Don't worry about it. Oh, if you like rats. If you like frogmouth helmets, this game has a ton of them. You can actually, there are some free models on the Patreon as well. Um, and you can they actually got like free frogmouth helmets that you can put your dudes on. So yeah. See, how you doing, Vicky? Welcome. I see Turnip. I click Turnip. Fuck yeah, let's go. I'm showing everybody Turnip stuff because I think it's neat. I think Turnip is neat. So let's go through these. Yeah, there's a couple of mercenary cults. And also they introduced the idea of cult drafting. Or so effectively you could do like a fun game where it's like you kind of like for like a league or a campaign or whatever. So you could draft battle plans of like the different areas you're going to be competing on. You could be like, all right, you could do a band pick phase for cults, which I think is kind of neat. I think that's a neat idea. Hogmouth Helm Space Marines. You could do that. You could totally do that. Band of the Worm. Band of the Worm, would you like to have the most models? Would you like to have all the goddamn models? All of them. All the models. This is what you do. And so because these are mercenary cults, these are technically based or like there are named. These are named TOFs, but once again, you can change them to whatever the fuck. It does not matter. So you can get 16 models per unit and up to 3 of them. All of them can only use melee weapons, so you disregard range just for melee, which is fun. Once per stream. Hey, no, that's totally fair. I get it. You also you can have an increased number of brutes. I still believe this is how you could get the most models in a single turnip army. It would be Asana Dismayer. How you doing? Nice. There we go. The funny thing is, I still have to rev them up on stream. There's been times in my bathroom where I've practiced my snaps, and I'm like, yeah, boom, nailed it. God damn it, my dumb example, I nailed it, but actually do it on command, I had to rev up. I had to rev up for that. I'm upset. Also, Colin, you are very close to getting the 69. Nice. So, this is a very straightforward cult. You get a bunch of pikemen. You get Johan. Johan is just a guy. The big thing about Johan, though, is that he has a worm token. When Johan dies, you give a worm token to one of your allies, and they get to double the number of attacks. I think it's actually increase its attack and by 2. Oh, fuck. You effectively triple the number of attacks. So you actually kind of want to get your tough killed. So you can just rip and tear with a unit of pikemen. Oh yeah, the reason they have different base sizes is because this game is pretty loosey-goose on like modeling. Like you kind of do what you want. It's more like minimum and then maximum, yeah. So like do you want a big boy to be your top 40 millimeter base? Do you want them just to kind of be like smaller stuff? Or are you reusing a model from like a different war game? Like it's you. Do you have some some Warhammer fantasy greatswords that you would like to use for your brutes? Those are probably not. Maybe they would be on 20 millimeter bases, probably 25 millimeter realistically. Anyway, you got options. So yeah, pretty straightforward army. You got a bunch of dudes in there in melee. They're gonna stick in there. Oh god, yeah, Korean barbecue is amazing, but yeah, it's so much. Okay, so this is the other one. If you saw the Brother Alpha Boosta video and you saw the the God, what's it? It's like the clog or something like that. The big horned the Knarf, the big horned kind of like elephant thing. That's what this was, a great proboscis. It is a giant murder elephant, or you could just make them a gigantic murder, just like it's just a big beast. You have a big beast, it's very sturdy, it's got all the fucking attacks. It's got all the goddamn attacks. Which is pretty cool. So yeah. That's pretty straightforward as well. Do you want to have like a big monster? That proboscis does imply nose, yeah, but once again, like these are more themed than the kind of generic cults. But I still think if you wanted to have like, I don't know, do you want to have a horrific gigantic spider, and then so Bolitas, you just have like a little Crumbo, the spider lad, who's just like it's just a man with a spider's ass and like little spider legs. You could do that. You can do it as well. The Wigmaker's Legacy. This is a very odd army. This is in a very, very, very odd list you can do. So this is another one of those that gives you access to rootlings. This is the only one that you can give your rootlings black powder weapons, from what I can tell. Yeah, there we go. This is like usually rootlings don't have access to those. Mostly because it sucks. It's really bad, and also because they don't let you. But hey, you can give the rootlings, the little kind of like nerdling as mascots. You can give them guns. You can also get Syphilis the Magnificent will be your Toph. And you, let's see. When you units equipped with black powder weapons make a shooting attack, their target receives a powder smoke token. So basically you're just blasting everybody with just like wig powder, which is neat. I like look at this lad. Also, I like he's got like a pet toe, I guess. Because why not, you know? Why not? Another quick one. Lady Lady Ileana's hello Rattling Gun. How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Lady Ileana's gutter snipes. Do you want a bunch of cool like turnip snipers, I guess? This is an option. I also liked it like they kind of got like a thing where it's like, yeah, you can't like assassinate. You also just you gotta shoot, but you can't just murder the toffs with us, because otherwise they can murder toffs real good. They can murder toffs real good. So yeah, they got also she's got like a 60-inch range, and which is pretty baller. Also, they have flying potatoes that they use for messengers. You can use the flying potatoes to remove a unit from the table and then place them within 1 inch of a spud token. Increase or decrease the inaccuracy of a single unit by 1. Uh, both those are really good. Both those are really good options. So yeah, if you want big shoots, this is an option as well. Also, this is I'm pretty sure this is a Charybdis versus Loper's army. Another fantastic piece of art. I love this. I love this. So also just like a little tiny baby crab that this guy's either fighting or he's like shooing into battle. And you got everybody chilling in the fort. Very good shit. Also sounds rad. Oh yeah, yeah. I think the implication is that they got these shields and they just hide on roofs as disguise. Like, I'm just part of roof. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. I'm fine. I'm fine. Wandering Morris is pub crawlers. This is the pet based one. Wandering Morris is a jolly weird guy, and you can deploy pets. Pets? Nobody can actually attack Morris, though I think you can kill him like indirectly or with like a tough duel, I believe. Um all of the pets, they don't have pictures of the pets, but like there's like a flying, there's like you got Ergot the dancing bread, you got a tooth guy. Um let's see. There is I'm trying to find my favorite. There we go. Bacillus is my favorite. Floating just out of reach, this ominous pork pie hovers above the battlefield. It's just a it's just a flight. It's just a floating pie. It's a floating pie. And yeah, all these have like little kind of like minor effects. So the idea is that you kind of like use Morse to manage, just to manage all of these like kind of little effects for a bunch of stuff like that. Yeah, like actually pork pie. There's a hold on. Wonder if I can get. I don't. I don't know if I have a picture of it ready to go right this red hot second. I think I can get one. Oh fuck. I can find a picture real quick. Hey, there we go. This is from some guy named Michael Hans. So I did not paint these. I did not paint these. I did not paint these. I want to iterate that I did not paint these, but these have it's a bricklayer snack. That's fine. That's fine. There we go. So yeah, you can get like a fun ox, you can get a little bread friend, little little tooth friend, and a floating pork pie. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. And I believe oh, Alice and Mole are kind of neat. Do you want a lady that rides on the back of a big dude? Really, their big thing is they get so all your weapons. This is a real insta with them. Ooh. Hey, let me get your Instagram for everybody. Let's see. Oh, stuff. There we go. Oh, fuck, I got the wrong person. I almost linked a totally different guy who was just like some dude fishing. Okay, I'll link it. I'll link it. Don't worry. Also, I'm doing a thing for there we go. There we go. There we go. There's a big lad, a small lad on a big lady. You could totally do that. I think the big dynamic is just having a small person on a big person and a lot of weapons. So their big ability, which is really really neat, is scavengers. So basically, so you can make an additional shooting attack for every special rule they have. So you get extra shots for Okay. I need to reread that because it's been a hot bit. So what you do, um, Alice and Mole basically go around and they kill shit. When they kill shit, they steal a weapon rule for all of your dudes. The more weapon rules you steal, the more attacks your guys can make. But because they got unstable icon, that increases the amount of chance you can explode. So it's like, do you want to push having a bunch of special rules? Do you want to and since they all have unstable icon, they get basically 2 shots. Or is it up to the number or bonus? Make an additional. Yeah, yeah. So they each get at least 2 shots. So you could really wild out with them, which is nice. I kind of like it. It's a nice risk reward as well. Let's see. And that's it. All right, that's probably all we're going to do for the PDF for right now. I'm probably gonna go back to the swollen maglet to show off like some conversion stuff, but we're gonna do that in a bit because I need to hold on. I want to show everybody where to acquire miniatures. That might be important. That might be important. All right, so let me get the Edge browser ready to go. Oh, the beekeepers are really really nice models. I have a God, just to show you the absolute fucking mess that is the minis I have a bunch of oh, it's all good, Max. I understand it's like hella late where you're at, so definitely get some sleep. Thank you for making a cool game. I'm going to continue to shill it to all these nice people. And thank you for stopping by. Take it easy and have yourself a good sleep. Yeah, hello, Battle Pal. How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. How you doing? How you doing? I'm going over Turnip28 stuff. Oh, I need to grab as well. Hold on, fuck. Not PDF. Sorry, I put a very simple PowerPoint. It's mostly just like for people who are viewing this later, have a list of stuff they can reference. So here we go. We're gonna do ta-da! How do Turnip28? I should have labeled this differently. So yep, that's where you get the rules, which I mentioned earlier. I went over the rules, but if you would like to acquire your own copy of the rules, because they are free. You can get them. You can get them here as well. Also, the Patreon gives you access to like a couple of like extra little STLs and some stuff, which is pretty nice. So now we're gonna go about specifically though the big part of this is where the fuck do you get the models from? So here's where you can get the official ones. I say official because, like I said, this is a menus agnostic game. You don't gotta get shit. You don't have to get anything like I have to get the official turnip models or else I am a failure and all the kids are gonna bully me at school. They will, but for different reasons. Because you watch my stream. No, that's mean. But it's not like a G-Dubs game. Nobody is gonna ban you from a tournament if you don't show up with your compliant miniatures. But if you would like to get some compliant miniatures, you got some options. So option one, so a couple of these imply that you have access to a 3D printer. Not all of them, though. Not all of them. So let me go through the ye old list of stuff. So if you have access to a 3D printer and would like the most basic set of like what would I get to like really kickstart getting into Turnip 20? I would recommend the Forlorn Hope core set. This gives you a bunch of backpacks. Like basically you get customizable. How you doing, Goonie? I mean, this is again, yes, but this is the most I've done in a while. How you doing though? How you doing? Oh yeah, you could do that confident. Unironically, you could. You could. Probably vanilla Imperial Guard might be a little rough because they're kind of extra sci-fi looking. Once again, though, if they're your models, do whatever the fuck you want with them. But yeah, this is the Forlorn Hope Kickstarter thing is where you would get a I was like, "Hey, mate, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. How you doing? Doing? Get organized. Let me reorder these. There we go. Yippee! This is where you would get like the most basic of stuff. Like this is this is where you would get if you have access to a 3D printer, you get a bunch of different bodies, you get a bunch of really banging helmets, you get a bunch of muskets, you get a bunch of backpacks. It's a good set. It's a good set. If you would like to get more than that, like they also have other options. You can get like the bees, you can get the pets. I have not looked into that upgrade yet. That's interesting. This is probably the best one to get. Like if you want to expand, this gives you some like fun melee options as well. You can get some right proper choppas and whatnot. You get some running poses, which are very good. And like basically most of the torsos are made so like the torso is one piece and the legs are another. So you can kind of mix and match as well, which is cool. Uh, However, if you do not have access to a 3D printer, do not worry. You got two options. You got two options. Recently, Max has gotten some 3D printers set up. So this is where you would go if you would like to get some turnip models printed for you and you are not in the UK. I don't know exactly why the division is like this, but you can get these printed off. If you are in the UK, there is this other website. I assume it's something to do with like shipping and whatnot. Maybe. This also has a couple of models from Warp Miniatures, which I do like. I like Warp Miniatures quite a bit. They have a very nice. I don't know why these are the only two sets they have on there for right now, or maybe this is just their newest stuff. But yeah, this is where you can get the Into the Breach and a couple of other ones. These are pre-printed, so if you do not have access to a 3D printer, as somebody who does, I love the freedom that Turnip offers. Like, I get a lot of options with having a 3D printer in Turnip. I'm not gonna lie. However, I don't think it's necessary to play this game. And but I'll show you some options for doing that without a 3D printer. Let's go ahead though, real quick, and go. Still in the realm of the 3D printer, I want to show you all. God, my many and myriad slides. Where these are where I source my bits a lot of times for Turnip stuff. So I'm going to go over them. Like I said, Turnip28 does not require you to use official miniatures. And these are some like sculptors and stuff I like. I fucking love Vtuber miniatures a lot. I love their shit a lot. Like if you join their tribe, it's like $10 a month. And you get a bunch of like modular stuff. If you even just want to go into their back catalog, like this is also great if you like Mordheim or like Warhammer Fantasy or like if you want to print an Empire army, they got a lot of hella customizable options. Like these Swords for Hire kits are what I would recommend for Turnip stuff. Or Frostgrave is really good too for this. Like you can get a lot of stuff. Like this is $15. You get like a lot of modular legs and heads and guns. There's different variations of this kit. Recently, what they've done as well is that they've done a similar modular kit for light cavalry, which is really, really good. I've printed some of these cavalry models myself, and like you get very good selection of legs. And these are all roughly the same scale as like Turnip28 core stuff. So like you could print like a horse, so the bottom parts, and then you could do like turnip for everything, like the Turnip core stuff for everything else. Very, very, very nice. Very, very nice. If you want a similar sort of dealio to that, there's also Reptilian Overlords. They have a lot of similar options, especially kind of in that like there's some kind of trends more Warhammer fantasy. They also have some options for like kind of like 40k guardsman esque stuff as well. This is they have these like really good militia. They're mercenaries and militia kits. This is not specifically Turnip28, but I really like things. Things like Daughters of Cain. Turnip? Not really. No, I that might be a bit of a thematic mismatch, honestly. Unless you mean like the mechanics of just like I would like to go in and blend up shit in melee, but like if you the Daughters of Cain aesthetic doesn't super work. There's probably a way you could justify it and like kind of like I said, this is kind of a do whatever you want sort of game. If you kind of stick to the base ideas. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be like a good Daughters of Cain equivalent, or if you're just talking about 3D prints in general, though, I'm sure Daughters of Cain third party sculpts exist, stuff like that. Oh, I thought Victors is separate. Ah, gotcha. It's, oh, these are just I'm mostly showing off minis that work well with Turnip28. You could probably make Snake Ladies work. You could probably do that. So yeah, I I like this set quite a bit. Um, these are technically compatible with turnip stuff, but these are effectively feudal guard. I have mixed turnip into feudal guard bits before. They look really bitchin'. Once again, maybe a thematic mismatch. Still very cool though. If you would like a Turnip28 Imperial Guard, this would get you there. And then also probably the last like 3D printing company or sculpting groups I will show is Knucklebone Miniatures. Knucklebone Miniatures are yeah, you could do eel ladies or worm ladies. You could totally do either of those. I really like Knucklebone. The miniatures have what the cool kids call soul these days. Very that kind of like classic kind of like hand sculpted look to everything. Oh yeah, you could totally do that actually. That would be a good option. Yeah, Knucklebones minis are so good. You get you like I'm scrolling down. Recently, they've been doing a lot more kind of like Warhammer Fantasy stuff, but they did like a bunch of things that are kind of more turnipy, late like near sort of back into the catalog. But really, any of these kind of got like a very good aesthetic that sort of fits in there. Also, I forgot to link these in chat. I'm going to begin spamming chats with links, so do not be alarmed, everybody. YouTube especially is getting hit hard by me spamming links, but it's just how it's going to be today. I want you all to have access to these links if you would like to get some of these yourself. So we're just gonna do that. We're just gonna do that. I also need to restart my music as well. Yeah, we're about in that 2 hour mark. Let's restart the music. Here we go. So yeah, I think specifically like towards the very early bit, they were also doing things more directly targeting at Turnip and stuff like this. Like these troopers would maybe work. I'm trying to like I think it's like legitimately like very, very, very down near the bottom is like taking forever to load. Boom. I like I've used this guy for a conversion as well. Like I have actually you've probably seen me paint some of these and not realize that they were like this. Gar- There we go. Towards the very, very back end, they were doing more explicitly like, hey, here's some turnip hats, here's some turnip backpacks. 10 millimeter Grimdark House is really cool. I've not actually done any of his terrain stuff or their terrain stuff. I don't know much about the sculptor. But yeah, you got some options here. And you could be like, okay. Okay, funny internet elf man. I don't have access to a 3D printer. Don't worry. Don't worry. I got you covered. Which to be fair, I need to assume most people don't. But there are different ways. There are different purveyors of fine miniatures everywhere. Uh so we'll go ahead and start with Perry Miniatures, which is where like the very earliest Turnip28 sculpts were just like max kit bashing turnip stuff together. Um Perry Miniatures, used to work for Games Workshop like way the fuck back in the days, way back in the olden days. Like you've probably seen a lot of their stuff like way back when. And now they're kind of known as just we do historicals. Very good historicals, very nice cheap price. You can also check your local library as well. Mine only does FDM printers, which I would not say. Which are what's it called? If you have a resin printer, definitely go for it. FDM printers kind of make bad minis, but you might still want to try it anyway. Oh, you flops. You're getting ahead of you're getting ahead of me. You're getting ahead of me, nerd. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. You're having fun. So yeah. Also, if you come from a Games Workshop side of things, you're gonna be like, "Wow, what the fuck are these prices? 40 figures for a bunch of dudes." Bunch of Napoleonic dudes. And you can kind of see where it's like where the basic turnip outline shape comes from. And like something like this pack, if you just want to turnip them up, get them a different helmet, add some filler, some grime. Actually, I'm gonna go back into the PDF real quick. Hold on. Chill. There we go. We're gonna go. Because basically, okay, they got some examples. There are some examples of like this process as well. I'm gonna skip over the black and white ones because those don't read super well. Skip in. So yeah, this is another guy from a guy named Nick Borelli, who I do not know much about. I really like his stuff that he's done. Yeah, like this is where you can see like you can kind of like this kind of has like a ruined statue aesthetic and these like real fucked up. Yeah, basically Napoleonic body. But yeah, exactly what you're saying, Flopsy. Lots of grime, beacon, medieval helmet, or you could just have like a weird fucked up mutant head as well. So like a lot of these are the same bodies. A lot of these are like Napoleonics with a little bit of extra stuff. And this is kind of where it shows. Let's see. I think it shows a lot of the early in between steps here, but it's yeah. I try to click this to expand, but it's like you just take one of those. What's it called? You would just take one of those dudes. You would give it a funky helmet, and then like root it up, and that's your basic Turnip28 stuff. So you got some other options though. If parry does not work for you, I think parry scale is now generally a bit smaller. I think they're still compatible with Turnip. I mean, if you're coming from like a Warhammer side of things, I will say, you can use Warhammer models, and I think some of them wouldn't be bad fits. Like Empire, Brett, Cities of Sigmar, Middle Earth strategy battle game, aka the Lord of the Rings Hobbit war game. With a little bit of conversion work and grime, you could probably get those. A lot of Nurgle stuff would work pretty well. And like actually straight up like one of the examples, like in this PDF, the first one, is taking this is I forget what she's from. I forget what I think this might be the witch from the Warhammer Underworlds. I think this is the witch from the Warhammer Underworlds that has been heavily converted with mushrooms. And it's like, yeah, this is a Games Workshop model, and sometimes that's just what you got kicking around. Still looks very appropriate. Yeah, you could use Brett Peasants. You got a lot of options. I will move out of the G-Dubs realm for a while though, just because like, yeah. And then you got War Games Atlantic. Oh, yay! Or Warlord, sorry. Or War Games Atlantic. You got options. Oh wait, no, Warlord Games is just selling parry miniatures. I fucked up. Hold on. Chotomate. Well, here's another place you can buy them from. You can go to Warlord Games and get like for in burger bucks. Check it out. 42 Napoleonic dudes, $35. Hello, Thar. Welcome. How you doing? So the cool thing about this, like I said, okay, let's say you have 2 units of fodder. That's 24 models. Then let's say you have a unit of chaff. That's 4 models. I believe that's 4. Yeah, it's 4 models. So we're sitting at 28. And then let's say you get 6 brutes. Like you just want to basically give like Napoleonic dudes melee weapons. 6 more models on top of that. So you're sitting at 38. Then you need two toadies and a snob. 41 models. You can do all of that with one box. Mind you, you'll need to source the helmets from somewhere else, but you can do that. You can do that. I meant to actually say not Warlord Games. War Games Atlantic. Let me get them up. I mean, really, any historicals will work. You got a lot of options for this. Let's see. There we go. All right. Yay. Yay, let's go. All right. We are now properly on the right website. But even then, okay, let's say Prussian reserves. There we go. We're going Prussian reserves. 60. You can get 60 dudes for this. God, one of these days I'm just going to also one of these days I'm just gonna ruin my brain, or like I think I'm just gonna eventually just be like, oh, I'm just gonna black out, wake up, and I'm just gonna have a historical army. I think I did find a place. I did find a place near me that does historical models, like historicals, like people who play. Also, yeah, you can buy in bulk. If for some godforsaken reason you need 10 boxes of these, if you need 600 Napoleonic dudes, you could do that. Also, this is not related to Turnip28 at all, but I need to point you to the War Games Atlantic Giant Spider kit. I need to show you all the Giant Spider kit. It's very good. And the reason why you're like, okay, how? Yes, those are 24 spiders for 35 bucks. That's a good deal. Why are you showing me this? Why are you showing me this? This box comes with guns if you want to make them sci-fi spiders. Now, maybe not the best fit for Turnip. Maybe not the best fit for Turnip, but I love that that's an option. I love that's an option. Space Fam, so worth it. Ooh, nice. Oh yeah, Uthar, you could use Quor actually. Let me pull them up. Let me pull them up. I really think Quor stuff is neat. Maybe one of these days. Maybe one of these days I will fall into the pit. There we go. There we go. All right, let me pull that up. I'll fall into the pit and get some of these. I will say, I might have spent my mini fund budget earlier yesterday. Yesterday I got paid, and because I didn't have to, I'm free from some like really dumb, long-standing debts. I decided to treat myself, and my used bookstore had the A Song of Fire and Ice box for 80 bucks. The 2-player starter box that retails for 160. As far as I can tell, the only issue is that the rules cards are out of dates, which is not a big deal because those are done digitally, and the box is a little bit scuffed, but like, I don't care. It's a fucking box. Like, I could not give a shit about the box. Yeah, you could. Yeah, I guess you could just use the pistols on those. So, Quar are a thing that I need to do more research into. Basically, from what I have seen from an interview with the guy, when he was a child, his father kind of raised him on like kind of like war game history Napoleonic stuff like that. Yeah, I know it's unboxed. The weird thing is the box was kind of like fucked up, but like everything else was kept inside with like plastic appropriately, which is kind of wild. So when he was younger, he made an alternate history of effectively a world where there were no humans. Like this is an entirely separate planet run by the Quar, which are anteater people. And they have been locked in an ideological war between like monarchists and kind of revolutionaries for like 800 years. They would totally fit in Turnip, like if you just wanted to put them in there as like worm people. And they're adorable and they're strange and like everything about them fascinates my brain. Like, hold on. I get a bigger, there we go. Like, the fact that they exist blows my fucking mind. It's so wild. that this is a real thing, and the guy has been writing about them for ages. There's like lore books and I think little fan animations. Like it's neat. Now, will I get the $80 core box? It does have a lore website. It is some vintage internet bullshit. I will say. Hold on, I need to. It is, which I don't mind. It's a little hard to digest, I believe. So every time I type in Quora on any search books, it really, really, really wants me to go to Quora, like that, like fucking answer service. Yeah, there we go. Okay. They've updated the website a little bit. So yeah, you get like little like PDFs and lore and rules and little unit cards and stuff like that. Is this something you need to police in that one game? What? Not that. What do you mean police in that one? Yeah, I can kind of see where you get the wizards vibes. There's no like the funny thing about this is there's no like magic. Like this is not technically a fantasy setting. It's a very grounded setting, other than the fact that the animals are different and everybody's anteaters. But yeah, you could like let's see. This is an 80 buck box. How many dudes you get for this? Okay, you get 24 core guys. Eh, I mean, it's less of a. I mean, it's still a cool box, and that would be more than enough for two. Like, you could just build them and run them as 2 units of fodder and turnip. You would need more, but the base is there. The base is there. And I think they're going to be adding new, like, plastic core stuff recently-ish. You were a moderator and made up old school. Oh, yeah, and fucking Hypnospace Outlaw. Oh yeah, that's like that website's a little bit more modern than that, but like not that much more. And then the last option for for words requirement, I've gone off the fucking rails. There we go. North Star military figures. These guys are really cool. These are just actually like a great source of minis in general. If you've never heard of them, don't worry. The big thing that they're kind of known for is Frostgrave. Frostgrave and Oathmark, basically they do a lot of Osprey stuff for them. I think that these kits are really banging. Like you could use like the Frostgrave kits. I like these cultists quite a bit. They're very, very fun. But really a lot of the Frostgrave things would kind of work because they are kind of like knightly, kind of scrabbly, scruffy knightly kind of stuff. Like these guys would be like, no, why? No, what? No, don't do that. I just need like this would be good. Another option within their line, they have a lot of stuff. Dracula's America is also another Osprey game. It's, if I remember, the premise is Dracula has taken over America and you're like a bunch of vampire hunters, which is wild. I have not actually gotten any of their minis yet, but I think one of these days eventually I will. They also have minis for Oathmark, which is like, Oathmark is a war game I would like to look into. It has some very, very, like, if you guys like this, I wouldn't mind doing more dives into how to war game. It's a little tricky because a lot of them have proprietary rules that I cannot show on screen. But like I recently got Xenos Rampant in the mail today because I've been hella curious about that one. It's like, a lot of people are like, I have Warhammer models, but I hate playing Warhammer because it's not fun to play. What the fuck do I do? And I've seen Xenos Rampant recommended a fuckload. So I want to look over that, and apparently it's really flexible for building your own units. Oathmark is kind of like, I believe it's rank and flank, but it's also got like a really cool kingdom building system where it's like, I want to build, like, instead of saying like, I am playing the human empire, you build like your kingdom and you choose what species are in them. So like maybe humans and orcs together, or elves and halflings, or dwarves and the undead. And then they have like a pretty typical fantasy range of models that kind of go along with it. Like very classic. Let me just open image in a new tab. Might actually get me. No, resolution is shit. North Star has a very terrible website. They got a very terrible website. I'm not a big fan, but yeah, if I also remember right, Oathmark miniatures are very much designed. I could be pulling this out of my ass. I was told that Oathmark miniatures were designed kind of in the same vein as like Lord of the Ring design sensibilities, I guess. So like you'll see like a lot of like goblins riding like wargs, and you get very like this is what the elf infantry looks like, you know. Not everybody is like, oh, I'm Archer McArcherman. You actually got like elves in armor and shit. Oathmarks. I wish I had time for Infinite War games and also had players for Infinite War games. I'm upset. I'm upset that I don't have players for Infinite War games. I need to rectify that at some point. But yeah, Oathmark has got a lot of good options, like for specifically for like humans. So like, here's human light infantry. What do you get? You know, just like humans. You get a nice assortment of like little archers and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, on one hand, it's kind of awkward. Like boy, I would love a high res photo of some of these. Like, hey, cool cavalry, nice. I would love to have a high res photo for that. Also, you guys know that thing where it's like you can tell that like a restaurant with a real shit menu and website probably has some of the best food you've ever seen. It's kind of got that same feel to that, but for minis. Well, yeah, there we go. All right, that is it as far as like how do get minis goes. I do not have I do not have more on the slideshow. I believe the slideshow ends here. Let's see, like I have like so many tabs to make this work. Yep, that's it. That's the end of the slideshow. We'll go ahead and end that. Yep. Also, one other cool thing. So this is so technically a lot of this is Napoleonic based, but like like I said, they don't give a fuck to a certain degree. This is also also like if you're looking for crafting tips, I would also look into the Swollen Maglet. It's a free magazine on the Patreon page. Very, very nice. But let me see if I can find it. This guy holding you hostage, friend. I need to buy a gun so I can hold my friend's hostage. You're right. BRB acquiring a pistol. This guy did Turnip Ashigaru, which is a really neat idea. Like that's just a neat thing they did. And it's like, yes, are these like are Ashigaru like it might be like age-wise contemporaries to Napoleonics, but it's like it's still a cool idea. It's like similar kind of era. You get that kind of like musket fighting, but you get like a different aesthetic. So yeah, you could really do whatever the fuck you want. I cannot stress this enough. And then you get to see an example of multi-basing where you just have all the dudes on one base, that's a thing you can do, which is neat. All right, all right. Yeah, you could do pretty much as far as I've been told. Like, you don't want to go too high tech. America, basically America in I believe like I think someone's like, hey Max, where's America in Turnip? And he's like, I don't know, it's fucking underwater. Who gives a shit? Because that's not the point. Yeah, you could totally you could totally do that, Calvin. You could totally do that. There's a lot of historicals that would give you some cool options as well for models. I did my first real introduction to what's it called? Multi-basing was a game called Sludge, which I think I've talked about. Sludge is I have a very weird on and off with Sludge where every now and then I'm like, ooh, Sludge is cool. Sludge is cool. This is a neat game. Technically, Turnip and Sludge are very contemporary. That technically you could build stuff for Turnip and then play it in Sludge and just kind of go back and forth between that. It's up to you, but I don't know. I realized that by the time I would put together an army for Sludge, I would like you would need a lot more models for Sludge. Like I would argue if you want to do Turnip on a massive scale, you might want to switch over to Sludge. But still keep your Turnip dudes. I don't know, but you need a lot more minis. You need a lot more minis. Yeah, this guy shows you like what he did. It's like, okay, what parts you cut off the backpack, put some of the filler in there, get some actual kind of like sticks. And then the rootlings, a lot of early rootlings were modified Nurglings before you could get special sculpts on that. So yeah, that's be that. And all right, I think so. Something I was thinking about us doing as for fun collectively, just as a part of this, would be to put together a Turnip list. Like effectively build a turnip army, and then I could begin we I could show you how I would source the parts for it. I could begin printing this tonight, and by tomorrow I could paint some of these guys as well. Assuming the print does not explode overnight, which usually they don't. Usually my prints have been pretty stable. I very rarely get print failures for my resin. Now my FDM printer is a finicky bitch, and that's a whole other story. But yeah, I say let's do that. Let's do that. All right, so the requirements we need one Toph, aka the leader. We need two toadies as effectively like sub leaders. Okay, like unit 1, unit 2. I'm gonna resize this in a bit. Don't worry. Unit 3, unit 4. Also gonna add yeah, let's add a little bit of background opacity to that, and let's go ahead and add a black outline. There we go. Yay! I am streaming. Excellent. All right, cool. Yay, more legible text. All right, all right, all right. So, pop quiz. Now, this is not a pop quiz. Also, hold on. I'm gonna get rid of that stupid. I'm gonna get rid of the background gradient. That's not necessary. It's just gonna make everything slightly more annoying. So, my idea was that were there any cults that anybody who's been watching, like, if were there any cults that jumped out? And I can go back over to cults. Yeah, balance, like, it is a like kind of work in progress game. I believe off the top of my head, the mercenary cults are a little bit stronger than the baseline game cults, specifically because they were made later, and then the ones from the mainline game. The ones from the mainline game are going to be well, are going to be kind of brought up to speed with those. Okay, the snipers, we can do that. We can do that. Let's I'll bring those up, and we'll just kind of get a gist of I think people were also kind of on board for the snail guys as well. Let me get that PDF up. Hey, there we go. You know, a good way to write that down. There we go. Excellent. Oh, fuck off. Fuck off, bot. Yeah, this is the thing, is there's a lot of good options. There's a lot of good options. The pigs X the mess pike cult. That's another option. You could just do a pig list. I could theoretically 3D print somewhere in the ballpark of 36 pigs. So he just sat back down. Come on. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Do not mind. All right. So let's go. Okay, I have an idea. I'm going to make another text. Go Minasari. Go Minasari. Let's go call it cults. So we could be like so we could do maybe snipers, wicker man, pigs and pikes. There we go. These are just some options that we're writing down. Like a lot of times, like, I will get inspired by a cult, and that's really going to dictate probably where we'll go from there. So so we got there's Lady Ileana's gutter snipes. They're cool sniper dudes. Oh, Mittens, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. How you doing? I'm showing everybody Turnip28, and specifically, we're gonna go over. I'm gonna make an army which. Oh god, I forgot I had the Navy Seals copy pasta logo in the bottom right of my screen. Basically, the entire time, it totally slipped my mind that I did. I'm good. I'm a good streamer, man. Hmm. So we could do the gutter snipes. The Wickerman one is from the core rules, where basically the idea is that you would just have like a ominous sight of murder and then a rabble as well. Fun modeling there. Okay, how about for the sake of simplicity, since we got two on board for the Wickerman kind of dealio, How about we'll go with that. We'll go. That will be our cult. That will be our cult. So we'll be Uprising of the Louse. I don't want to give everyone too much option paralysis. We'll say cult let's see, Uprising of the Louse. All right. So now really I think the big thing that we're going to want to do, the big thing we're going to want to do is figure out like what we want to make the tall man. The tall man's our centerpiece. Okay, everybody. So what do you think? The classic Wicker Man is a thing we could do. And a lot of times when I'm looking up shit like this, I will be like, hold on. Because I do have access to a 3D printer, we're gonna cruise on over to let's see, we're gonna go ahead and cruise on over to my mini factory. Sticky tank. Oh, wait, did you do the plague burst crawler? Oh fuck yeah, I gotta love. My plague burst crawler was painted back like in 2020. Yeah, like 2020, and it definitely shows its age. I want to get a second one of these days and make a like. I don't want to repaint it. I just want a second one because typically lists use two anyway. Big friend of Crab and Crew. Crab one is very good too. I one of these days I'm sure I will eventually crab. Let's see. Fuck it, not Necron monolith. Yeah. No, I don't want to paint. I like keeping my older paint jobs as like a little memory thing. So it's effectively like let's say do we want to go, do we want to look at like have other people done Wicker Man? It's Infinity dudes, nice. Hell yeah. All right, looks like Wicker Man options do exist. None of these super duper match. You could also do like places of execution. So you could do like let's see. I think of like what would be like a good example. God, how the fuck do I spell guillotine? That's okay. There we go. I'm just gonna copy that. Listen, guillotine is a word that I see a lot, but I do not have a lot of recall. There we go. I don't know, like there's definitely more guillotines out there. I've definitely seen more guillotine. Unless that's also wrong. Oh, there we go. Yeah, okay. Guillotine has an extra O in it. Okay. We can fix that. Don't worry. There we go. All right, so we got some options. We got some options. Also, when I go to my mini factory, I specifically sort by objects so you don't get other people's prints. And then I go to tabletop and filter that as well because that gets rid of a lot of props. Okay, so we got some options. We got some options. So I will go ahead and just kind of pull up some of these for reference. Like we got a lot of options. So I have no idea why there's just some anime woman there. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know what's up with that. This might actually be pretty cool. Yeah, well, we do like the banging cart is very nice. The banging cart's very nice. How you doing, son? Welcome. How you doing? How you doing? Anime grills. Yeah, I don't know why there was one on there, but So yeah. So here is a guillotine on a cart, which could be good. Uh I'm doing good. We're building a Turnip28 army. And so typically for a lot of 3D prints, I will also go and customize it as well. So like looking at this model, it could be like, all right, little cherub up top, slice the head off. We give it a big helmet. We give the cherub a big helmet. What else? What else do we want to do for this? Maybe do the same thing for the front one. Maybe add some like little tendrils or something coming off of it. Uh Rest of it, we could put like a dude up there if we wanted. I don't know. It's an option. Good base. Other just look at the rest of them. Pretty like these are good. These are good. These are fine. This is neat. I do like this actually. But I think also why is that so blurry? These are cool for more like okay, that fucks. This fucks super hard. Not really Turnip28. But that is a bitchin' mini. That's really cool. Oh yeah, we could. I do have a lot of mushrooms. We could actually give the cherubs weird mushroom heads. That is an option. So yeah, this is a cool set. I think I'm going to ignore that. I think this is a good base. I think this is a good base. I'm also going to write down the idea of like maybe like mushroom head cherubs. Okay, so we got the tall man. Yeah, we got the cults, then we got the tall man. There we go. Let me see. So maybe like mushroom head cherubs. This is going to be a little hard to read, but I'm also doing this for reference later. We could do like ooze trail, bunch of heads, stuff like that. Trying to remember exactly what a flying polyp looks off the top of my head. How's up, Cosm? Thank you for the YouTube subscription. How you doing? How you doing? I am currently in the process of building a Turnip28 army with chat. Let's see. How you doing? How you doing? We have gone through the rules, so now let's see. I know what you know what? There probably are flying polyp minis. Those definitely exist. I'm gonna save the cart. I feel like everyone's in agreement that this cart as a basis is pretty banging. It's a pretty banging basis. Okay, oh, there are flying polyp minis out there. I like how this one says flying polyp regimen. Eloquay, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is very strange. Hmm. Very, very, very odd. Let me check out the other one. This one's a bit like sleeker and tentaclier. This would actually make a really cool like ship, and like if you're playing like a kind of like Battlefleet Gothic kind of game, you need like a bio horror ship. That'd be neat. Yeah, I'm a little iffy with these motherfuckers, but I think going back to the idea of making them kind of like that in theory, where it's like you get the little dangly bits. I think that's a good idea. I'm gonna leave this one up. Also, this guy. I recognize this mini guy, by the way, because you know why? What he does now is he basically does like he does Soulsborne. He does Soulsborne like I don't think they're model rips from the games, but they're definitely like I took. Wow, who is this? Who is this strange woman? I wonder what she's called. The Scarlet Queen. At least he's saying what inspired them at this point. Um, wow, the Boreal Knight. Whoa, so unique and original. They're good sculpts though. I own the weapon pack from this dude specifically because he made a pretty good whirligig saw that I'm like, one of these days I'll use a whirligig saw for something like that. All right, so we got this. So I'll take this as a base and we'll fuck it up, like fuck around with it. Tomorrow, probably besides just painting, the plan will be to I'll go over like how I will do some kit bashing, I think. Like I'm going to print it as is, and I probably won't prime it. I will print some mushrooms in advance. Hopefully of roughly the right size so I could like slice off the heads and, just do stuff. I'll probably have something from this army that I could print. I might actually repurpose my cavalry dudes. That I was going to use for a different project. So that way we would have a unit of brutes ready of what's it called? Yeah. We'll have a unit of bastards. There we go. Okay, we'll do that then. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get that in there. I'm gonna say my bastards, which is a fun sentence to type out. So we're gonna want some rabble. We're gonna want some rabble, and I think this is actually where we're going back to Vevictus. We're gonna go back to Vevictus. Do I have bastards? Apparently, there. Here we go. Vevictus has a very good. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Now this would be a good rabble. They have a modular cultist kit, which has some really good options. You can get some funky robes. You can get some kind of like unnecessarily cruel, kind of like fucked up shivs and blades and tentacle arms and whatnot. And these are all roughly turnip compatible scale. So here's my thought process on this for everyone. For the rabble, let's say we get 2 units of rabble. We get 2 rabble. We use these as a basis. We could even use one of these heads even. I don't know. I like the default turnip helm style, but I think as like a body kind of base, I think this would be very good. I think this would be very good. So I'm gonna say for the army, let's see, cultist rabble. And this could also be a thing too, where it's like, what's it called? This might actually even begin to start forming like the lore behind all this, I guess. Let me take a drink. Ah. So it's like, okay, how do we want to thematically tie it back together? So it's like we got the murder wagon, we got the rabble, and like technically all the cults in the game are called cults, but we could make this one like cultier cults, like cultier cults, where specifically like maybe like these guys are going from town to town, like you're gonna join our cult, and they're like, what if we don't want to? Executed, executed, executed. And I think specifically for the leader, I know of, let's see, I need to find this again. There were some really banging helmets that I was looking at for another project that I think some of you nerds linked to me. See if I can let me. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. So I think somebody in the Discord was asking about. I think this might have been. Was this you? I think Ranchero, yeah, you were asking for like penitent helmets. And this is Colts 3D. This is a different website. This is a different website. A mob for the French Revolution. Is that kind of what they did? Or are you saying we should make it more like the French Revolution? We could. We could totally do that. I was also thinking mainly just see this helmet right here. I think this would be. Oh, I see. So oh yeah, I see what you're going for. Yeah, we're just like a mobile execution mob. I'm thinking we give. I'm thinking we give this helmet a use. I'm thinking this helmet is pretty nice for like a leader. Like the rest of them are very good blasphemous kind of style. We could even put like maybe this one in there. I think this one's nice because it's kind of got that turnip weirdness where it's like there's no real face visual. What do you got? You got cone and you got little visor thing. So that could potentially be an option. Or are you saying, so I guess the tricky just throw out lore ideas. Gotcha. I know typically like having like a nobility is a little. I don't know if there's enough society. I don't think there's enough society in Turnip28 to have like a nobility. Now, could they think there's a nobility? Yeah, they could totally be doing that. We could also give them like we could give them more typical like French hats too if we wanted to do something like that. We could just say like if you have like any degree of wealth, like wow, look at you, you have shoes that are not filled with shit. Death. Or give us your shoes, either one. We could do that as well. We could do that as well. Oh, I'm retrieving more water. Eh. Those shoes. Give me those delicious shoes. Oh, also something we could do actually kind of going back for like the sniper people. So we have 3. Okay, here we go. We have 3 units already. We could get one more unit, which would be chaff. And I believe I could just reuse the parts from those snipers. And the nice thing is a lot of them, I see. Trying to see if this has the shields visible. I might have to go in my files and get those. In public being we go executing everyone for the Muzz. Oh yeah. I mean that's a pretty appropriate. That's kind of what we're building towards now, if anything. Oh, let me go into my files so I can show you guys kind of what the shields look like. We could make chaff with like effectively a very similar style to the roof snipers. I just won't get all the cool roof sniper upgrades. Let's see, I also have a massive 3D printing folder where I just like I can't really show anything in there. Um because it might I don't think this would dox me, but just don't want to show my file structure. But I got like a section for minotaurs, paint racks, Horus Heresy, stuff like that. General British public. Hey, nice. Wait, the guillotine is just on the feet. We could do that. I'm not saying you're not allowed to. We could actually totally do that. Oh man. Oh, wait. You know what we could totally do? You know what we could totally do with the rabble? We could give the rabble stumps. Hold on. Let's go back real quick to the cultists. All right. So legs, right? Pretty typical. I think there's some of these that have like relatively bare legs. Oh my god. Hold on. There we go. What if you snip the feet? Hmm. And then put like little spikes. Okay. Okay, we are now building a very bizarre army where the premise is that all sin resides in the foot. So your feet must be removed to cleanse you of sin. Feetless 48. I don't This is getting weird, but I'm okay with it. I'm gonna ride with it. Hate feet. Love stumps. It must be defeated. Oh fuck, guys, hold on. I'm sorry, we're not doing chaff. Guys, you know what I just realized? Hold on. Let's go back to the main book real quick. Guys, let's go back to the main foot. Main book, Jesus Christ. Let me hide this top bit. Let me hide this top bit. Hold on. Stump gun. I gotta. Guys, I gotta. You gotta have a stump gun. We could. The tricky thing about switching to the stilt dudes is that actually this is actually kind of like a neat idea where the cults kind of interbleed. So we could eventually we could build these initially as like the upright, like we build these with the tall man guy, and then later if we wanted to expand, we could be like, all right, for this army, for this list, we're not bringing the tall man or the rabble, but we are bringing the stilt dudes, and we could just cut off their feet for that one. So yeah, like this is kind of where the flexibility comes in. So we cannot run the stilt dudes outside of this army. We can't run the stilt dudes in this army. But we could expand later. Stump gun. All right, so right now we got, how about, let's see. Eventually we'll generate some rabble. How about we'll do this? We'll do, let's see. Look at my back. Hold on. So I built bastards already. I cannot show you because my camera's not set up. I could totally cut off their feet. Are you guys are gonna make me do the most cursed fucking lookups. I'm gonna say we're gonna get some followers just because we need some base models, so we can get some like just like an army. I need to know what happens if I look up feet. I need to know if I could just print feet like without the person. My mini factory is like, oh, you mean fleet, right? You clearly the stump gun can fire grape shots, so we legitimately could put like a gun and a bag of feet, and then fire the feet as grape shot. We could do that. We could do that. This is so fucking cursed, but it kind of works. Fires feet, adding to the stump gun. And in fact, I can just print out like shoes, I guess. I don't want to print like a whole leg and just cut off everything but the foot. Okay? Guys, we fucking did it, Reddit. Those would be perfect. Those would be fucking perfect. Oh my god, this is amazing. Okay, no, this is I think we have a coherent army. So here's the thought. So here's all of the models synthesized. Bring to spud guns, exactly. All right, so this is our mobile foot chopper. And we could just have loose feet on the deck. I could use the beekeepers. Actually, yeah, I could use the beekeepers' robes also make really, really good cultists as well. Need 2 feet choppers, 1 for each foot. Wait, feet choppers. Oh, do you mean wait? Eh? Do you mean just like a dude that cuts off the feet? Or do you wait. Oh, for the guillotine. Ooh. Ooh, okay, hold on. That's a good idea. Fuck, you're right. Hold on. Okay. This is okay. We're still discovering. So here's what we need. We need a wagon. We need a wagon to basically replace the wagon as an idea. And don't worry, we got wagons for fucking days. The head bit to have 2 small holes. The head bit. Oh, I was thinking about we could just. So my thought, what we could do, to even minimize the green stuff usage, is just get a wagon, and then we just put 2 guillotines in the back. We could actually we could do that. Actually, that might be easier. It might actually just be easier. Oh shit! Here's what I can do. Okay, we don't need anything else. This is perfect. So in the 3D printer, you can actually like kit bash objects inside the printer, right? I can put a sphere or just like some way to fill that hole pretty easy. Then after the model's printed, I just drill 2 holes into the side. Okay, no, this is perfect. This is excellent. Okay, there we go. We got this. We got the feet. The followers will just be just like a cult rabble without feet of various types. And we're also gonna need at least 1 guy with a banner that's just a severed foot, obviously. A little pillow. I could do that. We'll see. We'll see if I can find a pillow. We'll see if I can find a pillow. Okay, so we got that. The Tofts, what's it called? I need to download that kit as well. I feel like I probably got a pillow somewhere. This is still like a good maybe I make these 2 helmets for like the toadies, and give them like a kind of like a big cleaver sort of dealio. And then the Toph itself, I could just find like a very like these cultists look pretty good, but like I want to find like a very religious looking but okay, guys. Okay, guys, here's an idea. Here's a thought. Here's a thought. I'm gonna run this by you. Here's an idea. Severed foot in each hand. I clip out the masks and give it something more turnipy. And then I could just file off the sun symbol. Okay. Ah, Aaron, how you doing? Nice. I think we got it. I think we got it, everybody. So this is roughly, let's see. Also, this also isn't that expensive in terms of like stuff I need to acquire, which I'm very happy. It's like 6, 10, like 15 bucks worth of 3D prints. Looking for houses in Maine. Yo, fuck yeah, let's go. Get yourself a house. Nice. All right. And then I'll need to Quentin Tarantino, Jesus Christ. I'll need to work on what the fuck I want to do for the stump gun, other than it having a bunch of shoes in a bag. Like that's pretty straightforward. So yeah. So what I think I will do is I will begin printing the stuff for the army tonight. And I believe by tomorrow I should have something to paint, and then I could maybe. I'm debating if I want to kit bash live on stream or if it would be easier for me to do it in advance. Probably some combination of both. Probably some combination of both. All right, so I will get those going. We will have the procession of the holy stumps very soon. All right, and with that, I think I basically did everything I wanted to accomplish with this stream. So I think this is probably a good wrapping up point. It's like an hour later, or an hour earlier than usual, but I think this was a good oh, my brain's shutting down. Also, Orange Barbarian, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the workshop. Yeah, turn up fun. This also, sorry, Orange Barbarian. I'm going to be wrapping up for tonight because I need to begin preparing for tomorrow's painting stream. But I will be doing some mini painting tomorrow. So let me go ahead and go to the outro schedule. Yeah, let's go. Oh, no, I almost started up a wrong thing. There we go. All right, thank you, nerds, for coming. I had a lot of fun. Yeah, for people both on the YouTubes and on Twitch, I will be mini painting tomorrow at 9:30 EST, and I will be probably doing a little bit of kit bashing and preparing for this army that we have cooked up together. So that should be a lot of fun. Hey, I'm glad you all like this. I know this is going to be a very weird stream to begin with, but I think I'm very happy with the way it turned out. Let's see, I'm going to end the YouTube side because I'm going to look for a Twitch raid. Thank you for coming, everyone, on the YouTube side. I will see you tomorrow at 9:30 EST. Bye, YouTube.